remove built-up dust, restore airflow, and prep your home before temperatures spike. First-time customers get their preseason AC reset for just $39, normally $129. Appointments fill fast before the first heat wave. Go to coolwillies.com and click Book Now.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Shot clock off. Tommy Lloyd says, that's it, guys. Arizona on to the Elite Eight for the 11th time in school history. They'll face the Purdue Boilermakers here in San Jose on Saturday.
All right, we interrupt this final segment of the Jim Rome Show to bring you me, DK on the sports tip. Well, maybe not just me, but your Arizona Wildcats as well. The Wildcats will be conducting their media availability for today to get set for the Elite Eight. That'll be taking place, it's supposed to schedule to get started here in about 5 minutes up in San Jose. So we decided to come on the air a little bit early so that we can bring you all of that. Tommy Lloyd scheduled to meet with the media. Also, the players will follow the schedule today. We are hoping to potentially get a live interview out of San Jose as well as with one of the players and or members of the Arizona basketball staff to talk some basketball as U of A coming off a very impressive 109-88 victory in the Sweet 16 last night over the Arkansas Razorbacks, a game in which the Wildcats just thoroughly dominated right from the start, finished the game with 60 points in the paint, took 39 foul shots in the game, and shot 64% from the field. About as thorough an offensive display as we have seen from your Arizona Wildcats this year, appearing in their 22nd Sweet 16. Now on Saturday, they will be in their 12th Elite Eight in program history, and they will take on the Purdue Boilermakers from the Big Ten Conference, a team they faced 2 seasons ago in Indianapolis. And that was back in the Zach Edey days of Purdue. But Brendan Smith was also the talented point guard for the Boilermakers, was a sophomore. He is now a senior, and so the Wildcats will get a chance to see him once again. Obviously, Jaden Bradley also played in that ball game for the University of Arizona, the winner with a ticket punched to the Final Four next week in Indianapolis.
Also, Fletcher Lawyer is a guy that Arizona fans would remember too, from that season.
He's gone though,
no,
right?
he's there. He's still there.
Yeah,
he and Braden Smith are both same class.
Yeah.
So they were sophomores that day when we were all talking about Zach Edey in the pregame, and then it was Braden
the
Smith and
guards.
Fletcher Lawyer who really kind of dominated that game in Indianapolis.
Man, don't remind me. Those again. It's we always talk about how this is a tournament for guards, and they've got 2 fabulous guards for sure. Coming off a 79-77 win over Texas. Texas was the only double-digit seed that made it to the round of 16, but Purdue able to get a tip-in basket late to win that ball game. Braden Smith, the new all-time leading assist leader in college basketball history, finished the game with 5 assists. He scored 16 points. Fletcher Lawyer had 18 points in that game as they had 5 players, and all 5 of their starters were in double figures in that contest last night. So we'll see. Again, this is a Purdue team, though, that is not known necessarily for their defense. So that could be an advantage for the Wildcats as they get into this contest tomorrow.
Yeah, similarities that they're not known for their defense, similar to the Arkansas Razorbacks last night, DK. However, they are the opposite of the Razorbacks in that they have 4 seniors in their starting lineup, including Trey Kaufman-Wren and Fletcher Lawyer. Oscar Clough is the other guy we didn't mention. So, yeah, a lot of experience on that Purdue Boilermakers roster.
And that sometimes can be one of the differences when you get to this time of the year is teams that have experienced veteran players know how to perform when it gets to this stage, have been here and done that before. I would imagine you go back 3 years, that would maybe Braden Smith, because that was 3 years ago, they got knocked out in the first round, right? So I'd imagine maybe that would have been Braden Smith's freshman year. So those are guys that know the heartache. Because they were the number one, right? They were number one.
They were the
number two, Maryland, Baltimore County.
Exactly, correct. Yeah.
So they were freshmen on that team that lost to Maryland, Baltimore County, and now they have a chance as seniors to potentially go to the Final Four, taking every step. That's why this is going to be such a great contest tomorrow. It is scheduled to tip off at 5:49 p.m. Tucson time. Our coverage tomorrow will begin at 2:30 in the afternoon. We are actually taking Arizona Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day on the road tomorrow. On the road, we will be at the Union Public House. Union Public House for both of our shows tomorrow. We'll be there for the pregame. We'll also stick around for the postgame. Hopefully it is going to be a postgame celebration with all of you. So come on out tomorrow and join us at the Union Public House. We'll be live there. Kelvin Ifan and I will be on site there from 2:30 to 5:30, leading you up to the broadcast with Brian Jeffries and Ryan Hansen. Should be fun day to celebrate Arizona basketball, win or lose, for their chance to get back to the Elite Eight. First time since 2015. Wildcats went back-to-back years in 14 and 15, losing both those years to a Big Ten team. So let's hope that there's no karma or historical badness coming from the fact that the last two times the Wildcats have been in this position, they were playing a team from the Big Ten.
Frank Kaminsky's not walking through that door.
No, and neither is Sam Decker. Fortunately, neither one of those two guys are. All right, so we're going to be with you through till 6. We got a lot in store for you. We're going to head back out on 3 occasions to San Jose. Damian Alameda is going to join us on the show. Damian covers the Wildcats. He's with KULD 13 News, and he has been on site the last 2 weekends covering your Wildcats. So we'll get Damian's thoughts on what he saw last night. Ryan Hansen scheduled to join us, the fabulous color analyst on the Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. Arizona Sports Enterprises has worked for years with Brian Jeffries, was in that seat when I first got to town way back in 2008, over 20-plus years calling Arizona basketball, an Arizona grad, former student manager, as well as administrator in the Lute Olson era as a director of basketball operations. Ryan will join us. Bobby Riddell also, we'll talk to him. He's the analyst on the Purdue radio broadcast. We'll get the Purdue perspective on how they've gotten to this point. All right now, though, we are going to go out and begin to hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats. J-Dub, let's get Tommy's intro, if we can, going there, so we have him appropriately introduced.
We interrupt this program for a special presentation from Wildcats Radio 1290. Coming to you live from the campus of the University of Arizona. It's time for the Tommy Lloyd Press Conference Show. Brought to you by Coors Light, official corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics. Choose chill.
All right, let's head back out to San Jose and hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats giving his press conference, Tommy Lloyd.
Good afternoon, guys. Obviously, it's great to be here. Proud of these guys, on my right here, and excited for our next opportunity. Obviously, we're playing a program that's been elite, for a long time, but especially the last few years. And they obviously have a championship culture and a great coach and great players, and a lot of respect for them. So it's going to present a ton of challenges. We're excited to give it a go tomorrow and get in a 40-minute game and try to figure it out.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Well, now I'd like to open it up to the student athletes.
Go right here.
Matthew Ho, The Athletic. Jaden, I want to ask you first, because last night you alluded to in terms of the cohesiveness and closeness of this team. You mentioned that you guys also play some games together, even off the court. What are some of those things that you guys do? Are there any specific games that you guys like playing to spend time together?
Right now the guys are big into FIFA right now. I don't play 2K. I'm probably the best on the team. At that and. Just different Uno sometimes and and other stuff, other games like that.
Jordan Mendoza, USA Today. I'm curious to know, like, when you guys were, getting pitched to come to Arizona, and Tommy and the recruiting staff's talking to you guys, talking about the history of Arizona basketball and wanting to get back to the Final Four. Like, what were those conversations like about just the desire to get Arizona back to its first Final Four since 2001?
I would say, I was coming out of the transfer portal. It really wasn't talks about getting to the Final Four or anything. It was just talking about just being a better player, just a culture, the Arizona history, just come in and being part of something bigger than yourself. These guys right here, are great people on and off the court, and you want to surround yourself with other, great people and great players to help elevate your game for the next level. And that's something that I feel like I can do, at the University of Arizona.
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. Well, first of all, I think one of us needs to follow up and ask Braden and Ivan why they were laughing when Jaden claimed to be the best. Do you have some thoughts that you'd like to share with us?
Definitely. We play 2K a lot. Last time we played, I believe, I beat Jaden. But no, we had a tournament, though. We did have a 2K tournament, and this was actually my partner, Yvonne. And we made it to, Elite 8 or Final Four? Yeah, Elite 8. We didn't win it all, but I feel like, we were really competitive.
I actually wanted to ask Koa a question. Koa, you have football in your blood, obviously. Why did you choose basketball? What made you fall in love with this game instead?
I played a lot of sports growing up, baseball, football, and basketball. So, from a young age, I was playing a lot of sports and, around a lot of athletes in my family. So, but honestly, I just truthfully fell in love with basketball, especially during quarantine. All I was doing was training, just working out and really working on my body. And I slimmed down a little bit. And, I just thought basketball was like the best choice for me. And especially now, you could play a long time playing basketball. Football's a different story, But, I've just had great support from my family members, in my choice in playing basketball. And I think I've made the right choice for sure.
Pat Forty from Sports Illustrated for Jaden. Coach Lloyd made mention of figuring it out, and he has a couple other times. What is figuring it out during a game or a practice, whatever? What does that mean to you guys?
For us players, I feel like I could talk for most of the guys up here. Figuring out means, in terms in practice, you can obviously go through a lot of different situations, scenarios, but it's just you can't just kind of the game, you can't make it feel like the game. So you get in the game, you're in a trap or something, you just got to figure it out, use your fundamentals, your swivels, your pivots, and all that stuff. And, just he doesn't know how it's going to get done. You just got to make it happen. So,
Brian Peterson, AZ Desert Storm. Koa, as someone who grew up in the state of Arizona and saw the near misses that the program went through as you were growing up, what was that experience like as a fan for you and your family, seeing that and now having an opportunity to be a part of that, to maybe change things?
Honestly, truthfully, I didn't really watch a lot of basketball, college basketball growing up. I was more into watching my brothers in football and my sisters playing college basketball. But from the history now, you had to do some studying, when you're making your choice on what college you're picking. So, I saw a lot of the past legends that played for Arizona, and Mike Bibby, he was a big mentor to me. He went to the Final Four, won a championship. So, when you put on the Arizona jersey, you're playing for the people that played before you. So it's bigger than yourself. It's the program.
Chris Brown, AZ Bandcat Sports. This question's for Mo and Jaden. You guys are obviously in different roles than you were a couple years ago, but what do you remember about playing Purdue the last time that you faced that team?
I remember that we played in Indiana, and we're number one, and they kind of came after us. I remember that they're a really well-coached team. They still have the guys from that year, so they have a lot of options on offense and on defense, so really excited to play them.
Sure. Very talented team. Like Mo said, very well coached. They play a very experienced team. We're a different team. We have, a different group, but we're excited and ready to get after it.
Alex Dowd, K-Gun. I have a question for you, Braden. From Tia Austin's 5th grade class, you're their favorite collegiate player, and they want to know how you were able to get to where you are today and how young people who want to be in your position can get there.
I say getting here was just, keeping a small circle, having good people around you. I really believe that you are who you hang around. And, my parents do a great job surrounding me with great people around me. And then, just, going through hard times, just trusting that I'll get better, praying a lot. And then, honestly, just never get too high, never get too low, and just be where my feet is. See ya.
Saul Bookman, Go PHNX. This question is really for any of the freshmen. Last night, you guys played against another team that was full of freshmen, but you can see that there was a distinct difference between the way you guys carried yourself and went through the game. How much has the veteran leadership really helped guide you through the course of the season to get to a point where last night you guys could keep your composure, in addition to obviously your coach?
We have great leaders on our team. They did a great job. When the game got a little chippy, their leadership came in very handle, brought us in, told us to just, be smart, continue to play basketball the right way, and that's what we did.
Hey guys, John Macaluso with News 4 Tucson. This one's going to be for you, Jaden. We heard from Koa last night just about how much fun he was having in last night's game, and I'm just curious about how fun the tournament so far has been for you.
Winning is always fun for me. Just to go out there with my brothers, going to war and, just playing the game that we all love. It's always fun. Just excited because this time in the month, no games are guaranteed. So just to be able to advance and just still be able to, connect with this group of guys because, when it's over, everybody's going to go their own different ways. But, so it's going to be special just to, keep playing in times like this.
Jason Shear, Wildcat Authority. For Jaden, last night you faced Acuff, tomorrow Braden Smith, some guys that people consider to be the best point guards in the country. What's your mentality when you go into these matchups, and then just overall thoughts on the matchup with Braden?
As a competitor, you always want to play against the best of the best. And I feel like at this stage, I'm able to do that. I definitely don't look at it as a one-on-one matchup or anything. It's 5-on-5, and we got subs, we got great guys off the bench. So we just follow the game plan and go in and try to win a basketball game.
In the back here, Matt Norlander, CBS Sports, for Yvonne and Braden, I guess specifically. Your coach had a wonderful quote last night about how he's going to just continue doing what he knows can be successful and not buck to current trends. But from the eyes of players, a lot of guys are getting up plenty of shots from deep. We know Steph Curry's influence on basketball in general. When it comes to adapting and buying into Tommy's system, is that something that you're aware of once you got to campus? Was it a little bit of a wake-up call once you got through the preseason? Can you just go a little bit deeper, both of you, into what it means to see his vision and then execute it at a time when a lot of guys obviously are looking to launch as often as possible from deep?
One thing Tommy always says is not to settle. He always likes to take a good shot, always to, likes to put foul pressure on the big guys in the paint. And that's the biggest thing we had in the preseason, don't settle. You don't have to take the first shot possible. Play it one side to another side, and our big guys are doing a great job ducking in and giving us a lane to lay it in. So, probably don't settle.
Coming here, I actually didn't know too much about the play style. I just knew what Coach Lloyd told me, that he believed in me and I believed in him. So part of it was just coming here. I found out that, he likes playing inside out and, just being coachable, being able to adapt as a player and just try to see my way out there.
Thomason, bracketeer.org, for any of the players who'd like to answer. Coach mentioned last night that he likes to meet you guys where you are in terms of your own basketball journey. How have you guys specifically seen that take place for your own development in Arizona, and how is his coaching philosophy kind of connected with you guys in that department?
Can you repeat that question?
How is Coach's philosophy of kind of meeting you where you are in terms of your basketball journey connected with you and your development at Arizona?
It's been huge, Coach Lloyd's a great coach, he won't say it, but I think he's one of the best coaches in the country, he's really big and, just trusting us on the court, letting it be a player-led type of team, letting us make reads, and the development over the summer was great, especially for me, playing with them on Team USA and then now to Arizona basketball. It's been great for me, and I'm just, blessed to have such a great coach in Tommy Lloyd.
I really appreciate Coach Lloyd. He's been there every step of the way. He doesn't care whether you play great or whether you play bad. He's gonna be there for you, and he cares for you more as a person than just a basketball player. So I really appreciate him.
This is for everybody except Mo. He said last night that he was most nervous about the first game of the tournament more than kind of any of these other ones. Kind of getting into a rhythm has helped just go out there and play ball. So just curious for any of the rest of you, where are your nerves at? Do you feel more comfortable as you keep winning and advancing through the tournament? And just how are you feeling, about the moment right now?
Yeah, I got you. Nerves. I don't really think it's too much nerves. Just trying to go out there, have fun. Be coachable, just be a great teammate, win the game. But just taking it day by day. Just being where our feet is. Not getting too far ahead or worrying about the past. So just being where our feet is, honestly.
I think being nervous is the wrong word. It's more being excited to play. And you really should not be nervous because as long as you're doing whatever you did the whole season long and it worked, you should keep doing it, especially playing with full effort and full energy.
Like our coaching staff, does a great job of making sure, like Yvonne said, like being in the moment. So we do a good job of that, taking game by game, and just being excited to play. Like I said earlier, these games from here on out are not guaranteed. So we're just excited to play.
I think the Big 12 tournament definitely helped us, get ready for this tournament, especially playing some of the best teams in the country. And then, just trying to take it one game at a time and just put our full focus on Purdue now and just take it one game at a time.
Okay, we have one question on Zoom we're going to get to. David, go ahead, please.
Yeah, this question is for Koa. Koa, obviously you had to sit out the games with the injury, and I was just curious, what did you learn about yourself having to deal with that situation, and how do you think maybe that changed you coming back for this stretch run of the season?
What I learned about myself, I mean, I think I learned more about my team more than myself, just seeing my team go out there, and be great without me. They stepped up. A lot of guys stepped up. Yvonne, Deli, Mo, Tobe, everybody stepped up, and they played big for us. We had some good wins when I was out, and to have me back now, it's been special. Playing with these guys. They welcome me back with open arms, and we've been hooping since I've been back, so it's been fun.
Last question here.
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. Mo, Coach has a long history of developing big guys, international guys. How much did that factor in when you decided you wanted to play for him? How much did you guys talk about that?
He was coaching Ąžuolas Tubelis, Domantas Sabonis. They're great players in Lithuania, and when you see that they trust, they have full trust in coach, it just makes the decision way more easier.
Okay, we'll go ahead and dismiss the student athletes, and now we'll open up the floor to questions for Coach.
All right, that was the Arizona Wildcats players over in San Jose, the players' press conference. So I think they went in a little bit of a reverse order than what we thought. Tommy was going to go first and then the players second. But we will now be hearing from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Tommy Lloyd. Actually, they were. Okay, that is the correct order. Student athletes were first, Tommy Lloyd second. And so we will hear from the head coach of the Wildcats. I believe he's up on the dais there, J-Dub. I can't see it, though. Let's hear from Tommy Lloyd.
All right, well, first off, thank you guys for asking these guys a lot of questions. You can see I'm a lucky dude. And honestly, you guys don't need to hear from me. I mean, these guys are the spokespeople for our program, and thank you for asking those questions and helping people hear what they have to say, because they're awesome representatives of our program and our university and our community.
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. Tommy, I was actually going to say that I've noticed the last couple of days you seem as interested in the answers as we are that the players give. It's not always like that when we're in these things. I was curious, obviously when you were at GU, you you went and recruited overseas. You kind of found these hidden gems. It's a lot harder to do that now. Everyone's going overseas. Everyone is looking for a skilled international big man from Europe. Does it help that you can go into families' homes and say, hey, look at all these guys I helped develop? How much is that part of your recruiting pitch now, whereas before it was like you didn't necessarily have that to lean on as much?
Yeah, well, I think a lot. I think, anytime you have a track record of doing something that speaks volumes, I think that's really important. I mean, one of my shticks in recruiting is, we're going to be fact-based. We're not going to be, we're not going to sell you a dream. We're not going to sell you something we haven't done before. When we talk to you about things, we're going to be very direct. And we're going to paint an accurate picture of what we think your situation looks like when you play for us. And we're going to tell you areas we think you need to improve on and how we can help you do that.
Sam King from the Journal and Courier in West Lafayette. Tommy, when you faced Purdue 2 years ago, even though Braden and Fletcher were sophomores, they were already seasoned vets. In the current landscape of college basketball, do you think we'll see anything like this again, where you have two guys in the backcourt who start their entire careers together for 4 years?
I mean, potentially. I don't want to rule that out, but it is really impressive. I mean, it's just really impressive what Purdue's done, and just how good those players are and how committed they be. I mean, what I remember about that game 2 years ago was that I think it was a Saturday afternoon game. We were ranked 1, they were ranked 2 or 3. Every bar in that city of Indianapolis must have been full for hours because those fans came in there lit and in a good way. And it was a lot of fun, and it was so loud in that place. I mean, honestly, other than playing at Allen Fieldhouse, it's probably one of the loudest venues I've ever been a part in, and that's saying something when you're in an NBA arena.
With Associated Press. Tell me, how does the continuity and experience they have, how does that show up on tape when you're watching them, and just what kind of challenge is that?
Well, they just have depth to what they do. I'm sure, the way Payne can coach them now, there's a lot of reps that have already been done, so it can be a lot of conversations, and they have a vast database to draw from of experiences together. And, I'm sure he can say, hey, do you remember when we did this, 2 months ago or 2 years ago? And he has guys that can recall. And that's been impressive. And, what I'll say, and Braden Smith's obviously a great player. And, Chad from the Pacers, he the GM, he called me like when Braden was like a sophomore in high school. He and I have a relationship. I've known Chad forever. He used to be at Portland. And he was like, I don't know, this kid's a little small, but my son's playing with him, and he plays at my son's high school, and he's really good. So you talk about an eye for talent. I mean, that kid was like a freshman or sophomore, and for him to be the all-time leader in assists now, it's pretty impressive. So kudos to Chad. I mean, that was he definitely identified a good one there, and Purdue found him as well. So it's been a match made in heaven.
Coach Alex Dowd, K-Gun. A couple of your players told me that before every practice and game, y'all have a huddle where there's a word or a mantra that you'll say to each other to get ready for that day. What's the word today or mantra today, and where did this tradition come
Well,
from?
I'm not going to tell you. That's our culture stuff. I think it's important that you have rituals that are meaningful, and I think you may be able to. There's probably a way where you can overdo some of these ritual type things, and it maybe gets a little bit cheesy. But I think what's cool is if you have a group of guys that are willing to put their arms around each other and listen to an old guy like me say a few words, and then we have a little routine we go through, and to do that every day, willingly, I think that's really cool. No one's too cool to do it, and to me that's really important. When you're with people every day, it's really important that people, can bond and be normal people and not think the mundane things are stupid. And so I really value those rituals that we do, and I think, that they're key components to building a strong culture.
Nathan Barrett, Indianapolis Star. Purdue is the best offensive efficiency in the country. I think the highest that Ken Palm's ever had. And they run a lot of sets, or they're known for running a lot of sets on top of that. Just what sort of tactical issues does that create on these short turnarounds?
Well, you have to be concept based. I mean, I'm sure they're pretty good at hiding their calls. So there's no way you're going to be able to teach your team 25 play calls and have them go out and execute it in a day. So yeah, I mean, you have to be you probably have to really hone in on what you've done well and try to break it down into concepts into how you guard that and go out. I mean, I think this time of year. I'm sure there'll be some adjustments made by both staffs, but both teams are here for a reason because they're probably really good at doing what they do. So I think you're going to see two teams try to come out and assert their will on each other tomorrow, and I'm sure it's going to be a heck of a battle.
Hey Tommy, Pat Forty from Sports Illustrated. Do you remember your first trip to Lithuania, recruiting trip, and what did it take for you to become as networked as you are there?
Yeah, I mean, I think I still have a headache from having dinner with Arvydas Sabonis, So, and maybe there's some parts later that night I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, listen, Lithuanian people are great people, and what an awesome story. If you guys have never seen there's a documentary out there called The Other Dream Team. You guys, if you love basketball, you'll literally bring tears to your eyes. It's about, when they basically gained their independence from the USSR, and had that magical run in the '92 Olympics. It's awesome. So just awesome people. I've got great relationships with a lot of them over the years, and yeah, I mean, it just I'm thankful for those. I'm thankful for those experiences. I'm honestly thankful for all my travels, over the years. I think it's really helped kind of shape me as a person and as a coach.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. Tommy, can you talk about the contribution of Tobe Awaka, what he's meant from a leadership standpoint, from a performance standpoint, and just being able to take the role where he's on the bench and not starting anymore?
I have more people come up to me and tell me Tobe Awaka is their favorite player, and I think that's so cool. I mean, he's just, these guys were great up here. And he would add to that list and maybe be even better. He's just so thoughtful, so mature, and he's about the right things. It's honestly, he's been a real asset to our culture. And honestly, I mean, I felt like we've always had a pretty good culture. I think he is a key component for taking it to another level, on and off the court. So love Tobe. I wish I could coach him forever. And hopefully we can find other ones like him in the future, because they make my job awesome, and they make coming to work every day special.
Jordan Mendoza, USA Today. Coach, it's not a secret that Arizona has proven itself to be a national contender among the most wins in the past since the 21st century. The only thing that's just been missing is a trip to the Final Four. So given that, you have a chance to finally get that tomorrow, what would that mean for this program to finally get back to the national semifinals?
Well, it's not going to change my life. I'm pretty fortunate, regardless of the outcome tomorrow. But I think it's going to be a great moment of collective joy for our entire community. And I think that's really powerful. If you get, millions of people that can smile at the same time and cheer together, that's powerful stuff. I mean, that's the compound effect. And yeah, I mean, that's what I'm, would be most excited for. Winning the game would be great, but the collective joy it would give our community would be more special than just the win by itself.
Saul Bookman, PHNX Sports. Over the course of the last 5 years, you guys have been close, got to the Sweet 16, but this group particularly, when would you say you would notice their competitiveness and their will to win being a little bit different than teams of the past here at Arizona for you?
I think right away. I think right away we when we got on the court together, obviously we saw there was a lot of talent there. It was going to be able to be dynamic in how we kind of approached the game. And I just thought that was just going to put a lot of pressure on our opponents. And then, we knew the kids we'd recruited. We knew the kids that were in the program. But when you got them all together, everything made sense. So, I'm not surprised we're sitting here, not at all. and I think we're exactly where we should be, and now we got to go put in the work, and probably have some good fortune, on our side as well to hopefully take the next step.
Hey, Coach. Matthew Ho, The Athletic. Talking a little bit more about like the closeness of this team. Is there anything you guys do as a coaching staff to help facilitate that closeness? They mentioned they play games to each other. Do you guys have anything like maybe like a no phone policy at like dinner or like when you guys are traveling or anything like that?
I'm sure they do some stuff that I don't even know about. But I think one of the things that we really try to do, throughout the year and especially early in the year is we talk to each other. We have meetings, we have breakout groups. We talk, we get to know each other. Everyone, gets an opportunity in front of the team to tell their story. And, I think that's important stuff. And we want people that are, when they're feeling a certain way, to be able to communicate it, with their teammates. And we want people to when they see someone struggling, to be comfortable to go pick them up. And so to me, that's just a really important thing we do is just, creating opportunities for people to talk to each other in a meaningful way.
Jason Shearer, Wildcat Authority. You've been in this position as an assistant coach and with Mark Few and all that. Is there something specific you took from him or really any coach about your overall approach to these type of games and not X's and O's, but just general?
Yeah, be normal. Be normal. Be yourself. I think having a consistent approach is the most important thing. And I think if your team saw you change now or become uptight now, I don't think that would be good messaging. So Coach Few, you guys, I don't know what you guys think of him or what you know about him, but he's a great guy. But he's really private. He's really low key, and he's really smart. And so I just think that I always appreciated that about him. He never made these moments about him ever. Never made anything about himself. And I think I learned a lot, from him and how to carry myself and how to conduct myself. And I think repetition's been a great teacher for me as well. This is my 5th year being a head coach, and I've only been a head coach at one place. And if I want my players and my staff committed to development, I better be committed to developing myself too. And so I spend a lot of time, trying to get better myself. And so I think the combination of those two things has been effective.
Hey, Tommy, Rocco Miller, Field of 68, Bracketeer.org. Just wanted to talk to you about Purdue a little bit. They were the 7 seed in the Big Ten tournament. They go and win that thing, beating Michigan and others, and have played well here in March Madness. Just in these last couple weeks of Purdue, anything that, without giving away the game plan, of course, that you can share that maybe jumps out at you what they're doing so well lately?
Yeah, well, we're going to come out and, no, I'm joking. We're going to full court press and trap everywhere. No. They're just obviously playing really well, but they've been. I didn't follow their season super close. I know they've been obviously a great program and a good team all year. And when they pop up on TV and you're sitting on the couch for a few minutes, you watch, throughout the season, but nothing more than that. Just kind of looking at their season, a little bit. Looks like they hit a few rough patches, and I don't know if there was injuries or just a little bit of fatigue of the season, or scheduling can hit you too. We found that in the Big 12. Sometimes these schedules get backloaded a little bit, and it's a gauntlet. That can create some tough stretches in the season. But to me, they look like the team right now everyone thought they were going to be at the start of the year. So I've been, really impressed with what they've done, and to go win the Big 12 tournament and come play the way they have in the NCAA tournament, it's been really impressive.
I just want to follow up on the story you told about Braden. Was that come up organically in a conversation with Chad? Was he calling you specifically about him, and did that go anywhere? Did you follow up on Braden in any way?
Well, no, I never followed up. But let's not act like I was going to beat Purdue recruiting him either. So it's probably a moot point. It was just Chad's had a lot of players that I've coached. Whether, it's been Andrew Nimhard or, Ben Matherin, so we've had a lot of communication over the years. And, he was in Portland for a number of years. And, I think he, Yeah, he just called me, and we were talking about players, and he mentioned this kid at his son's high school, and was a heck of a young player, just a little small, and so I've never forgotten that, and I never followed up on it, and I was, I don't know if I was transitioning between Gonzaga and Arizona at the time, but I'll say this: the kid made a heck of a choice, and the guys at Purdue were really smart for choosing him, because he's been awesome to watch.
We'll take two more for Tommy, the back.
Hey, Tommy, Lindsay Schnell from The Athletic. You said earlier, that when you recruit, you're going to be fact-based. A lot of coaches have talked about that it's harder and harder to be fact-based with players these days. They have to kind of soften their message. Have you experienced that? Especially because a lot of times the assistant is the nice one, and the head coach is the bad guy. So have you experienced that? And then is it different at all with international kids?
I think international kids want, it's a little bigger jump for them. So I think just the comfort of knowing, they're going to play for a coach who's experienced in that area and helping them transition is important. But I haven't changed my approach in recruiting at all, or evaluating, not one bit. We have honest conversations, and if I can't, it doesn't mean I don't go at people or anything. Hey, here's where I think you're at. Here's how I think you fit in. Here's what you can get better at. Maybe here's how we can help you. I mean, those are the things of the conversation. I don't go into these conversations saying, man, you're going to be an NBA All-Star, and we're going to just let you do whatever you want. I mean, that's not our recruiting. We don't want guys like that. We want guys that want to come be a part of something bigger than themselves, but also individually have big dreams and understand that it's not all about them. So to me, having that honest approach is a great barometer, for me to get the kind of character we're hoping to get in our program. Because the guys that don't want to be a part of that, they self-select out. They don't text me back or call me back, which is great, and they can go have success, doing it their way at their own places, and I wish them nothing but the best. So I think it's really important just to, I guess for lack of a better word, don't sell your soul in this recruiting thing. And one thing I always think about is just the continuum of talent versus dysfunction. And I don't want to build a team where I'm just trying to accumulate talent to overcome the dysfunction that comes with the talent. There's always going to be dysfunction. We're human beings. But one of the things we really try to do is limit as much dysfunction as possible and get the most talented, least dysfunctional people we can get in our program. And we're not perfect by any stretch. So don't this is not a holier than thou speech, but I mean that's kind of how we've always approached it, and it seems to be working.
Chris Brown, AZ Bandcat Sports. You just talked about kind of when the team is being successful, right? Like the Tucson community, that happiness, that joy that it brings them. Just what did you make of the crowd last night, kind of being that sixth man, and just what are you excited for, the energy that they can bring tomorrow?
They were great, but I know this, they're going to have their hands full tomorrow, because the bars in San Jose are going to be full of Purdue fans, and like I told you earlier. So our fans need to get up early and get to work, and let's have some fun in here tomorrow. It should be a great day. But obviously Tucson's got a special place in my heart, and these last couple of weeks, to be honest with you, I haven't been getting out much, and it's been nice. It's been nice just to be at home and kind of hanging out and not realizing, there is all that excitement going on, so I can just kind of focus on the task at hand, and that's been my mindset, and that'll probably continue to be my mindset. I don't know, if things somehow, some way go well, you might not see me out much next week. I might just be hanging out in my little hideout in those foothills up there.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you for listening to this special presentation from Wildcats Radio 1290. The Tommy Lloyd Press Conference Show is brought to you by Coors Light, official corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics. Choose chill.
From the Cruz & Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collision Star Pass in Mission and Star Pass. Coach Line and Silverbell. Silverbell and Coach Line. First Avenue, both directions at Fort Lowell. Northbound First Avenue at Fort Lowell at Collision, stay left. Southbound First Avenue at Fort Lowell, roadwork. Also a stay left advisory, some slowing on First Avenue at Fort Lowell. 63 the overnight low, 92 partly cloudy tomorrow, about 90 on Sunday. On Monday, a 25% chance of rain, 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Hey, it's Shannon. Tucson is full of hardworking people, and when a car accident turns your life upside down, Cruz & Associates is ready to work hard for you. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy? By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right.
Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important. It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town. And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year. William, what are you doing now? I've never seen this before. Is he? I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Rats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya. Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
It's Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet, and supplier pricing is going on right now. Check out our great lineup and save big. Get up to $12,475 off the 2026 Silverado LD, up to $7,500 off the 2025 Blazer EV, and up to $2,500 off the 2026 Traverse. Truck Month is happening now. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing.
A Neighborly company.
today on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, you've been hearing from your Arizona Wildcats for the last half hour. We got a chance to hear an extended conversation with the players. They had 5 up on the dais there, pretty much the 5 starters: Koa Pete, Braden Burries, Jaden Bradley, as well as Ivan Karchinkov and Motias Krivas. So good to hear from those guys. And then Tommy Lloyd spoke extensively as well about the upcoming Elite Eight game on Saturday at 5:49 p.m. against Purdue. Wildcats won last night 109-88. Most points they've ever scored in the modern era of the NCAA tournament since the field went to 64. They'd scored 114 in the Sweet 16 back in 77 in a 114-109 win over UNLV, but they had never scored this many points since that night. A couple games over 100 in the first round against lesser opponents, but nothing like this against another power conference team.
Not since Bob Elliott.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the senior, right, on that team.
He would have been for sure a senior on that team that came within a stone's throw, reaching the Final Four, losing to UCLA in the regional final. Purdue got to the regional final where they went over Texas 79-77. The South region last night, Illinois overpowered Houston in their home city, 65-55. Cougars season comes to an end. My bracket hurt by that one. I had the Cougars in the Final Four. Iowa knocks off Nebraska 77-71, ending the Cornhuskers run in the tournament as the Cornhuskers finished 28-7 on the season. I think they started 16-0 or 17-0 or something of that nature.
Yeah, it was their best start ever.
Yeah, so they got to the tournament for the first time winning a game. Well, at least won their first game ever in the tournament. Got to the Sweet 16. So a great story by Nebraska. Would have been fabulous to see them in the regional final. It'll still be an all Big Ten final in the South as Illinois will face Iowa. Illinois, the 3 seed. Iowa is the 9 seed. Now, tonight, there are 4 more games. This will be the East and the Midwest regions. In the East, you've got number 5 seed St. John's, they were with us in San Diego last weekend. The Johnnies, I've got them in the Final Four, beating Duke. They are a fashionable upset pick tonight over Duke, so we'll see what the Blue Devils have in store. These games are at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. The second game there tonight will be Michigan State, the 3 seed, against UConn. Over in the Midwest region, Michigan is the number 1 seed. They will host Alabama tonight, the 3-point shooting Crimson Tide. These games are at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. And the 2 seed is Iowa State. I'm sure they will have a ton of people up there supporting the Cyclones and TJ Olsberger. They will take on Tennessee. It's interesting when you look at both Texas and Tennessee, teams that quite frankly, we're not playing very well down the stretch of the season, but both figured out a way to kind of turn it on in the NCAA tournament and get into the Sweet 16. I think they could definitely. We've talked about the Big 12, we've talked about the Big 10, but I think that speaks volumes also about the SEC. You've got obviously 3 strong teams from the SEC and 2 teams that quite honestly, when I looked at Tennessee, I'm like, I don't think they're going anywhere. And I kind of thought the thing about Texas, but both of those teams were 2 that got into the Sweet 16.
Yeah, and if people don't know, I don't know much about Texas's roster, but what I do know about Tennessee, DK, is that they had the 4th best high school recruit in the country go there, right? So we've heard all about Cameron Boozer, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, but Nate Ammett is the 4th highest-rated high school recruit out of the country, ahead of Darius Acuff Jr., if you could believe that, in the rankings, and he's a freshman in Tennessee. I know that he had a little bit of an injury scare like 3 weeks ago, but sometimes rosters in this era of transfer portal NIL take a little bit of time. You might be playing really good ball in December, not so much in February, put it back all together in late March and April. And it's not uncommon to see teams like Texas and Tennessee who have very talented rosters, but maybe aren't playing as connected as they could, find their footing and win a couple of 3-4 games in the NCAA tournament and really get on a roll. That's what the 97 Arizona team was, right? Sometimes teams struggle in the regular season in pockets, and then when it really matters, they play their best basketball of the year.
520-848-1290 is our number. You want to get in, you want to talk Cats. Let's get another break in here. We'll come back. Again, coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to chat with Damian Alameda. He'll join us. Also, Ryan Hansen will join us in the 4 o'clock hour. They are both in San Jose. Bobby Riddell, is it Riddle or Riddell? Riddell, Bobby Riddell from Purdue will join us in the 5 o'clock hour. He's the analyst for the Boilermakers, so we will talk a lot of college basketball with you today here on the program. DK on the Sports Tip, cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s on this Friday. She'll have everything happening here in southern Arizona as well for you in the 4 o'clock hour. Right now, she's got your traffic and weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collision Star Pass and Mission and Star Pass, Coach Line and Silver Bell and Coach Line. First Avenue, both directions at Fort Lowell. Northbound First Avenue at Fort Lowell at Collision, stay left. Southbound First Avenue at Fort Lowell, roadwork. Also a stay left advisory, some slowing on First Avenue at Fort Lowell. 63 the overnight low, 92 partly cloudy tomorrow, about 90 on Sunday. On Monday, a 25% chance of rain, 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals.
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. We've been proud corporate sponsors of Arizona athletics for nearly 6 decades, and we've seen a lot of the Wildcat Championship drives. We're also proud to be the locals' choice for tires and automotive repair. Our 14 award-winning locations have helped thousands of Arizonans get to and from work, home, school, and every other desert destination since 1960. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we know the difference in your next winning drive might come down to a split-second decision behind the wheel, a single defensive stop, or an amazing fast break down the lane. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to give you and your vehicle the assist you need with the most affordable tires and guaranteed quality automotive repairs, backed by our Arizona-proof protection, to make sure you have a winning drive every day. Find out more at jackfurriers.com, or you can call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by today. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Clicks don't show the full picture, but Cumulus Digital does. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address, and our campaigns beat industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to start outperforming.
Inside with Chris Van Vliet.
Hey, I'm Chris Van Vliet.
Behind-the-scenes conversations with the biggest names in pro wrestling and beyond.
How did you know you weren't going to kill Hornswoggle with that move? I didn't. That fall with suicide. I don't know how you survived.
Yeah, luck. And special live coverage of the biggest professional wrestling event of the year.
If you've ever wanted to know where the best place to watch WrestleMania is, right here. I've got a live show there, Insight Live, on the Thursday night.
Pro wrestling at its best.
Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Follow and listen on your favorite platform. See you there.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Iowa Hawkeyes beat Nebraska 77-71 last night to move on to the Elite Eight. Iowa didn't take their first lead until 2:10 left in the second half. The Cornhuskers shot 9 for 32, 28% in the second half. Iowa has become the darling of this year's NCAA tournament, beating Clemson and Florida before now taking down Nebraska last night. I'm Chris Fleck.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle, ultra-fine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's biggest moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona cruises past Arkansas on Thursday night and into the Elite Eight for the first time since 2015. It is regional weekend across college basketball. We've got 4 more games tonight on the men's side. The ladies are playing as well this weekend. In fact, UConn, the prohibited favorite on the women's side, is in action right now. They're up 23 points on North Carolina at the end of the third quarter. So this is what you've got tonight on the women's side. UCLA is in action tonight. They're the top seed in the what's known now. They don't do East, West, Midwest, South in women's basketball. They do city regionals. So there's 2 regionals in Fort Worth this year, and there's 2 regionals in Sacramento. So UCLA is in Regional 2, Sacramento Regional 2. They are the number 1 seed where they're playing Minnesota. The other game in that regional tonight is LSU and Duke. So we could be on point for a UCLA-LSU regional final there. The other game in Regional 1, Fort Worth, is already been played today. And 6th seed Notre Dame, behind 31 points from Hannah Hidalgo.
I'm going to say something.
Vanderbilt, 67-64.
I was thinking about this. I think, DK, Hannah Hidalgo might be the best pound-for-pound basketball player of any gender that I've ever seen in my entire life. That girl is crazy. 25, 6, and 5, or 7 and 5 are her averages on the season.
Yeah.
But if you remember, we played a lot of highlights from that one game earlier this year where she had 16 steals.
Right.
She is just a menace out there. And Notre Dame with the big upset. Vandy's a really good team.
She had 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists in the game today. Did Hannah Hidalgo? And she also, so she actually did have a triple-double because she had 10 steals in that game. So she had 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 steals in that game today for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to go along with 7 assists. So she was just 3 assists shy of a quadruple-double today for Notre Dame, and they get the upset over Vandy.
She's got some A-cuff type numbers these past couple of weeks. 31, 26, 23, 24, 25, 28, 30, 27, 31, 26. These are her last 10 games. So, yeah, she's pretty crazy. We do have a caller who just called in, DK, who's on their way up to San Jose.
Oh, Derek knows the way to San Jose. You're on DK on the Sports Tip.
All right on. Thanks for taking my call. So I just really want to touch real quick because I probably won't have a voice after Saturday. But I really, truly believe that this matchup against Arizona and Purdue is going to be another Wally Wop, okay?
Mollywop,
a Mollywop,
okay.
I should say.
Mollywop,
a Mollywop. Now, here's the thing. Remember, this is the headlines, okay, in the Arizona locker room. They're going to have a picture of the Purdue guard, Braden Smith, and they're going to say, this is the guy that they picked over you as an All-American. They said this guy is a better point guard than you are. So Jaden Bradley is going to go off this weekend. He's going to show again, like he did in the Big 12 tournament, why he was a player of the year in the Big 12 and why he should have been an All-American candidate. And then also the rest of the Arizona basketball team already knows that they are on big-time watch list now. Everybody's watching them because they know that they are bigger and stronger, and they're going to try to put everything they can against the Wildcats. Except the Purdue Boilermakers, they don't have depth either. They do not have depth to be able to withstand the bench. And Toby Awaka, he is a grown man.
I will say, if you heard the press conferences from earlier today, Jaden Bradley specifically, DK, said, I never take a one-on-one challenge. Because he was asked hey, you just saw Acuff, you got Braden Smith tomorrow, two players who are widely considered to be, two of the best point guards in the nation. You were a little bit undervalued as the season started. How do you take those challenges? And he's like, it's 5-on-5. So I don't look at it as a one-on-one thing. And that being said, I think the way that Jaden Bradley orchestrates the team and makes everything go and keeps all the cooler heads certainly will be the biggest matchup of tomorrow's game because, as we all know, Braden Smith's the all-time NCAA assist leader, passing Bobby Hurley earlier this month. So he's a guy, Derek, who also is trying to get his teammates involved. So it won't be two scoring point guards going at each other, but two, floor orchestrators who are trying to take their teams to the promised land.
That is correct. And I know you guys like to beat the book, so definitely take the over on this game. Take the points,
I haven't
give
even
up the
looked
points
to see what
against
it is
Arizona. Okay, so take Arizona minus the points, take the over, and then you'll be sitting pretty, and you'll go 2-0. You'll go 2-0.
Okay,
yep.
So let me see what is it? It's Arizona right now has opened as a 6.5-point favorite.
Yep.
And so you're saying take Arizona, lay the points, and take the over at 153.5.
Yes, it's going to be definitely way over 153. And if you would have told me yesterday before the game started that Arkansas was going to shoot 48%, and then the game was going to be a 20-point blowout, I would have said no, that's reaching too much. I don't think that's possible. But obviously, we know that is possible.
Derek, how far are you along to San Jose?
I'm actually 4.5 hours out.
And it's going to be about what, 12? About 11 or 12?
Yes.
All right, so you'll get there probably about 11 o'clock tonight.
That is correct. Yes, and then I'll be checking in, and then I'm going straight to the runway where the Arizona Wildcat fans are grouping up and going in to hang out with them for hours into the early morning.
It's called the runway?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Tommy said, I was kind of wondering exactly, I don't know if you probably didn't hear Tommy's press conference. I was kind of wondering where he was going with that whole Arizona fans better be prepared. Like,
right.
Was he it's suggesting that we get up early and start getting
he already
lathered
did
up
that once.
like Brennan did that one day?
Oh, yeah, it was Brennan who did that. That's right. You better get up and get your drink on or whatever.
Yeah. Because he said, the Purdue fan, he was painting the Purdue fans as alcoholics.
Well, no, I think it's funny because I remember specifically the post game after that Purdue game, and he's one of the first things he said was, "Wow, there's a lot of energy in this building." I guess happy hour bars were pretty full before the game. He said that during his post game presser when they played in Indianapolis a few years ago, and they don't take that as an insult, DK.
No.
They take a lot of pride in that part of the country about putting away some Pilsners.
There you go. Well, hey, Derek, man, text us a picture. Text us take some pictures of you and your Wildcat brethren and text them to 520-848-1290.
I will. Thank you.
All right, Derek. Drive safe, brother.
All right, bear down.
Talk to you. Let's give us a call tomorrow after the game.
Have you ever done that drive?
From here to no.
I did here to Palo Alto. One time, straight through from here to Palo Alto, through Gilroy, because I had some friends in Gilroy too. But yeah, that was like 14 hours, something like that.
Yeah, no, I've been to L.A. And I've been to San Diego, but I've not driven from here to Northern California. Now that might be too much.
I was young and dumb. I think it was like early 20s.
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah. I mean, early. Yeah, in my 20s, maybe I might have made that when I was young and having some fun and whatever not. Because I drove across country 3 times, so why not? Now I don't know if I like 10 hours is my max. 8 to 10 hours is my max.
You can always stop by and see like the world's biggest ball
of
yarn. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
All right, it's DK on the Sports Tip. We are following a lot today. It's the weekend. Obviously, we've got Arizona baseball on the road. They're down in Central Florida. I think that game may have already started. We'll get you an update on that. Ladies are home on the softball field. Baylor this weekend. We're following breaking news out of Florida. Tiger Woods, again, has wrecked a car that he was driving. He has been arrested on suspicion of DUI. What is going on with Tiger Woods? I mean, like, get a driver already. Seriously. I mean, it's not that. I mean, if I was Tiger Woods, I would not be driving anything ever again. Just have somebody drive.
We can't go to break because we have a special guest who wants to tell us all about Northern California.
All right. Who is that special? You want to clue me in on who that
I
might
think
be?
You'll figure it out pretty quick.
All right. Let's
Come on, DK.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the legendary Glenn Howell is on the phone.
Hey, DK, I'm on my way to the coaching clinic. So I'm going to go for the Brett Brennan's coaching clinic right now. And I'm on my way down, and I was turning you guys on, and I heard you were talking about driving up to the Bay Area.
There you go.
I used to do that on a Thursday night, leave at 5 o'clock in the morning, and arrive there at 12 o'clock just because I missed home so bad when I was playing at the U of A.
Wow.
So it was a 12-hour jaunt, and I used to get there and then drive back Sunday morning and be there ready for my classes on Monday.
You had a pretty good car to drive that far back in the day, huh?
Yeah, I had a Volkswagen Scirocco. That was awesome.
Scirocco.
So you're
speeding 1,000 miles to the gallon.
I don't even remember what that looks like.
Oh my God, it's the greatest car. It was the greatest car ever I had. That was a great car. But I just wanted to call in and say, hey, the Wildcats are playing great. Basketball Cats are just doing unbelievable, and I'm looking forward to just having a very successful Wildcat year in 2026.
So let me get this straight. So Brent Brennan was at the game last night, and he's already back to do a coaching clinic.
Yes, he is. He was there last night. That's what you get when you win games. You get a private jet.
Perks, those perks.
Nice. Must be nice. Glenn. Glenn, great to hear from you. We'll be talking some spring football here. Once we get past this basketball thing, we'll have you back on. We'll talk some spring football.
Absolutely. I'm very excited about seeing these guys, all the newcomers we've got coming in, and the guys that are coming back from last year that stayed. It was unbelievable. It was great.
A lot of veteran tight ends. That's for sure.
Yep. I'm excited about that group.
There we go. Well, that's going to be one of the most watched battles, I think, in the spring and heading into fall camp in August. Glenn, hey, we appreciate you. Have fun down at the camp.
All right. We'll see you.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Absolutely. Glenn Howe, U of A football class of 1985, one of our analysts on our radio broadcast here covering Arizona football. Great to hear from him. I haven't talked to Glenn
the best
in a minute. Yeah.
Glenn Howe is the best.
Glenn and I have been working together since 2010. 16 years. We go back, 15 to the 2010 season. So 15 seasons. And so this year will be 16 seasons since we started working together. Great times.
That's a WB16 is the shorthand for that.
Oh, there you go.
Wildcat Breakdown.
Wildcat Breakdown. There you go. So I'm looking at a Volkswagen Scirocco. I don't remember this car back in the day. And there were a lot of Volkswagens floating around USC back in the day. That seemed to be a fashionable car, but it wasn't. This Scirocco was not the one that all the rich kids were driving back in the day.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was
looks like a nice car.
It was, yeah. They were kind of like, I don't know, precursor to the Jetta, I think maybe, but that was I had a friend who had a Scirocco at that era, like mid 80s or late 80s or whatever, and they were, had a little bit of go, but they also got, like Glenn said, had great gas mileage. So yeah.
All right, we'll get our break in here. We'll come back. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center to Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collision Speedway and Country Club, Colossal Cave Road at I-10, Valencia at I-19, also Twin Peaks and Sandarios clearing. Backups on eastbound Speedway at Euclid. 63 the low, 92 partly cloudy tomorrow, and a 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
Hey, it's Shannon. If you drive around Tucson, you've probably seen crews. Like me, they're part of this community. And when one of us is injured on the job, they're here to help. Injured? Call Cruise.com. Cruz and Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CAB to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CAB for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CAB for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was, and even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were a million miles away. I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy? By Frederick J. Fussy Pants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy. Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important. It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town. And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year. William, what are you doing now? I've never seen this before. Is he? I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona Wildcats, I mean, they put a hurting last night on the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Into the lane, spin move there. Shot up, rolls over the rim, no good. There's a rebound by guess who? Owaka, flush with the right hand.
I mean, this was an absolute dunk fest.
Pete with the ball, throw it inside, Krivas, bounce pass back to Pete, and he'll slam it home with two hands.
The IQ for Mo Krivas at an all-time level on that dump-off pass.
I mean, it was just dunk after dunk after dunk for really both teams early in that game. Like I said last night, if there was one thing that kind of maybe concerned me a little bit was some of the interior defense earlier in that game for your Arizona Wildcats, and then they gave up maybe a few too many inside plays to Arkansas, but they got just as many and even more.
Yeah, it's hard to keep NBA-level guards away from the rim like every single play. I mean, you just kind of have to give a credit to how good those two freshman guards are for Arkansas and what they're all about. A couple of those put-back dunks, DK, I think the box outs could have been a little bit better, but as you said, I mean, John Calipari said it best. He said after the game that Arizona was just much, much better than they were.
Yeah, no question about that. And now you've got the Purdue Boilermakers, team that the Wildcats played 2 seasons ago, lost to in Indianapolis. These two teams will play for the right to go to Indianapolis once again for the Final Four. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on our program. Let's hear from Bob. You're on radio. You're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey guys.
Hey Bob.
It's been a great run.
Oh,
hasn't it?
Fabulous run.
And I was really worried about Arkansas.
So was I. Yeah, that was. I lingered on that. I lingered on that selection on my bracket for a while before picking Arizona.
Oh no, of course you did.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, Purdue coming up, that's going to be great. I love the Wildcats playing the best teams that they can play, because when we finish out, if we do, that's going to – it's almost like Jaden Bradley making that last second shot. He's the player of the year.
I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, he didn't get the national run that you would still, obviously Big 12, but we were just talking about Braden Smith, and Braden Smith was on the AP, I think he was second team. Jaden did not make either of those teams, so you got to believe that there's still a little. He may not come out and say it, but he's still having to prove himself, even after a fabulous season. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, Bob. He did not get any run on any of the national teams.
I know it's terrible, because when you interview that guy, he seems like the most normal person on the planet. He just seems to be level, and he's heading into the playoffs, and he's like the dad of the group. Is that right?
The jokester, if you ask Anthony Del Orso.
Oh, we call him Ziggy because we think he looks like the Zigzag Man.
Oh, Ziggy.
And
okay.
Every time he makes a three, we yell in our little pub, Ziggy. He's perfect. I love the guy too. He's matured a lot. He's really come around.
You talking about Del Orso?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. He has matured very well. I'd love to see him have a breakout game at some point. He hasn't done much the last 2 games offensively. He hit a couple threes, big threes yesterday, and that is important. But I would love to really see him get on a bender maybe in this next game.
Yeah,
or one of these
You mean
games.
like he did 3 games ago?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the game he had versus who is that? Iowa State?
Yeah.
He's mellowed, but look at the stats with all of our guys playing as a team. That is the most incredible thing, how they play and how many points they all score together.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why DK just talked about Braden Smith being high on those All-American lists and Jaden Bradley maybe not. Well, Braden Smith averages 9 assists per game. The counting stats, if you're talking about the best point guard in the nation, those kind of people, the media members especially, who are going to vote for those, are going to look at the numbers that count and the leaders in the nation. And as we heard last night, the first time in NCAA tournament history 6 players scored 14 or more points ever in an NCAA tournament game is what happened for Arizona last night. So Arizona is so balanced. All 8 of those guys can do damage on the court. And when you have so much balance like that, the open guy is the right shot. It's not one guy you're trying to set shots up for. So it's going to be really hard for any of those guys on this team to have counting stats that will pique the attention of national interest who are voting for those kind of All-American lists. So, and obviously that's not what they're shooting for. I mean, JB is about his aw shucks, I'm just here for the team and here to win games guy you'll ever hear as a senior killer leader, MVP of the Big 12 Conference.
Well, that's what I like the best. I love the best about Jaden Bradley, his aw shucks. He's perfect. After last weekend, he was the only one that sounded normal. Everybody else sounded like they've been stressed out. They've been through like a week of hell. But Jaden, he sounded like he's talking like me to you right now. So he is a leader. Okay,
Bob. The last time 6 Arizona Wildcats scored in double figures in an NCAA tournament game.
Yeah, I don't know. 97.
1997. Karma, maybe.
Hey, I got my 97 shirt, championship shirt.
They say history repeats itself.
I'm wearing it every game. It might get a little stinky, but I'm going to wear it every game.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Hey, Bob, we appreciate your call.
Hey, love you guys. Have a good day.
Awesome. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Let's sneak in Frank. You're on Meridian Wealth Man. I don't know what show I'm doing here.
We went to bed at 3 a.m. last night. You get a break. Yeah.
On the sports tip.
Hello.
Hey, Frank.
Hello, this is Frank.
Hey, Frank. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I have something to say about the Wildcats, but I got something to say for the previous speaker. I enjoyed his call, but he talked about the stinky T-shirts. Hey, guy. They invented washing machines,
Yeah, gotta wash it every day.
All right, here we go. I love the Wildcats. They've got a great chance. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. They have one vulnerability that really rankles me because they're so talented. You wouldn't think that they would have so much trouble inbounding the ball. So. I'm concerned. I want to hear your opinion. I'm concerned that someone's going to put full court press on them, and they're going to be in trouble. So, what do you guys think?
Well, it depends. Yes, full court situations. I think they are maybe a little bit below average there. Now, underneath the basket, at their basket, I think they're very good at that. We've talked about how Tommy is a magician at those inbound plays underneath the basket to get points. But, yeah, when they're trying to go full court, that has been one of the weaknesses of this team has been full court is attacking full court pressure. No question.
Well, I'm just concerned. Would it work for Krivas to be down there And if he can't find anybody else to throw it high to him, I don't know what he's doing under the other basket, because they rarely or never throw it down full court to him. So why keep him down on the other basket, in their own basket? Keep him.
Generally, you want ball handlers to do that job, and not maybe somebody that's not really used to having the ball in their hands in the open space like that.
The idea there, Frank, is to make sure you take the defenders away from the play. So if you have everybody in the front court when you're inbounding the ball, that's 5 defenders, and they can all switch back and forth and make it even more difficult to inbound the ball. So obviously you're very correct in that there have been times when the inbounder has struggled. Sometimes the guards, whether or not it's Jaden Bradley or Braden Burries, might not give maximum effort to separating. You saw that several times last night with the Arkansas press, because they pressed quite a bit, especially once they got down. But it's just one of those things. What I liked was what Jaden Bradley said about it today in the press conference. He was asked about it, or maybe that was last night, DK, and he took personal responsibility. He said, I got to be better. He's a senior, who could potentially be playing his last game any day now. And he said, as far as the press break goes, I got to be better. I got to learn from my mistakes, study the film, and we got to figure out a better way to do it. You did see that weird football play they did a couple weeks back, right? Where they lined
I don't remember for sure. What was it?
They lined all 5 players on the baseline. So the inbounder and the other 4 players were on the baseline, and then they all just sprinted as if they were running wide receiver routes. So one guy did a button hook, one guy went long. They've got some wrinkles, but it really just comes down to maximum effort, like DK said. You've got multiple ball handlers. So Koa can bring the ball up. Karchenkov is very good at handling the ball under pressure, but mostly it's Braden Burries and Jaden Bradley. But any combination of all those guys on the court need to work with each other, because the primary defenders are going to be on Jaden Bradley. They're going to try to make it difficult for him to catch. So that's almost always going to be 1 or 2 defenders. Last night you saw them face guarding the point guard. So the defender for Arkansas was not even looking at the inbounder, was looking directly at JB. The good news, Frank, is that Purdue very rarely ever full court presses. So definitely it's a problem. And I think the biggest issue we're thinking about is that BYU game, right? Because I think they had 3 turnovers in the last minute and a half of that game, and that almost cost them down the stretch. Yeah,
you're right. Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Frank. We appreciate the call. 520-848-1290 is the number. We're going to chat. We're going to head back out to San Jose, chat with Damian Alameda. He's covering your Cats on the road at the Elite 8. We'll hear what Damian has to say, get his thoughts on last night's game. And Damian probably found a good place to eat along the way, too. Cricket is getting you home right now. Every 20 minutes on the 5, she's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With collisions, Twin Peaks and Sandario, Midtown, Speedway and Country Club and Speedway is clearing. Also, we've got some busy travel as usual, westbound on Ahaway at Mission, westbound Irvington approaching I-19, and also some slowing westbound Valencia approaching and passing I-19. 63, the low, 92, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 98 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either, because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, good fellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats. Supplier pricing is happening right now at O'Reilly Chevrolet during Truck Month. That means big savings across our lineup. Take up to $4,000 off the 2026 Colorado, up to $5,500 off the 2026 Silverado HD, and up to $10,000 off the 2026 Equinox EV. Supplier pricing is going on right now, so don't miss your chance to save. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or visit O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Softball and baseball season has arrived in Tucson, and tickets are on sale now. From the greatest setting in softball at Hillenbrand Stadium to the dingers into the Tucson Sunset at High Corbett, you won't want to miss any of the action this season. Tell a friend, bring the kids, and spend your evenings at the yard, as the Wildcats are sure to put on a show. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287 or visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/tickets. Bear down.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Hi guys, I'm back. What's new?
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio.
All the Scratch and Dent merchandise has its own new studio.
There were so many Scratch and Dent discounted items. Now they have a place of their own.
I love it. A whole Scratch and Dent studio right next to Tucson Appliance. They don't look like Scratch and Dent,
but it shows in the low prices.
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio. Proud local supporters of the Southern Arizona Heartball. Only at Tucson Appliance, where you are a priority.
I'm Omar East with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. With 27 days remaining until this year's NFL Draft, Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson believes that there is no mystery as to where he should be drafted. Speaking to reporters after the Crimson Tide's Pro Day Wednesday, Simpson responded with confidence when asked whether or not he's worthy of a first-round pick, saying, quote, absolutely, while also adding that he's a program-changing quarterback. Speaking of prospects with high expectations, Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love is reaching for the stars as well, telling reporters after his Pro Day Tuesday that he has his sights set on being not only a Pro Bowl player, but also a future Hall of Famer. And get ready for two Robinsons in the Falcons' backfield. Former third-round pick Brian Robinson Jr. has signed a one-year deal to join Atlanta after appearing in all 17 games last year in San Francisco. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Going outside is so in during Spring Festive Lowe's. For a limited time, get extra big deals on select Holland pavers, 3 for $1. Plus, save $70 on a Charbroil Performance 4-burner grill, now $179. And Chef Up shareables for your whole crew. Picture perfect patios and good food? Yes, please. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Paver offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, let's head out to San Jose where all the fun is happening. Arizona back in the Elite Eight for the first time since 2015. Pleased to be joined by Damian Alameda, who is covering the Wildcats this week. KOLD, CBS 13, News 13. Damian, you've been to the Elite 8 round before in your time here covering the Arizona Wildcats. Does this have a different feel at all to 11, 12 years ago when the Wildcats did this back-to-back and lost to Wisconsin?
Admittedly, there's a more assured feeling going into tomorrow. Let's just say that, right? I mean, I distinctly remember in 2015, toward the end of that game against Wisconsin, when Decker was still firing, I'm standing in the tunnel talking to one of the Pac-12 network anchors. And actually, we weren't even talking. We were just at the end of the tunnel, just watching Decker light it up. And both of us, at one point, just kind of look at one another, our mouths agape, and just shake our heads. It's like, this is not what we signed up for at all, you know? And the funny thing about that is leading into that game, I'd asked Frank Kaminsky, I was like, okay, so if you close your eyes and think back to a year ago when, you know, they beat them the first time in the Elite Eight, what do you remember? And he just started chuckling like a little girl. It was funny. Like, he was like, let me tell you what I remember. And then he just basically went through how he just dominated. I mean, it was, this is not going to be that. I am confident in that assessment. This is not going to be a repeat.
It was just so easy Thursday night. I mean, I was like, man, it's kind of nice to not have to stress out on an Arizona basketball game. I said afterward, I thought that was the most complete game I've seen Arizona play all year.
It was. And what's crazy about it is, and I said this last night too, if you looked, okay, so take the first half, for example. If you looked at the first half statistics, right, Arkansas and Arizona were tied for points in the paint, 26 points apiece.
Yeah.
In fact, Arkansas had one more rebound than Arizona, 15-14. They were a total disaster at the three-point line, which is really what bit them. But Arizona was still up by 11, by double digits. And the way they were playing, I mean, they took it to Arkansas early. You saw Lloyd basically circling his arm, like just keep going right at him. And it really didn't feel as if Arkansas had much room for error, nor much air to breathe, because Arizona was just so suffocating. And then midway through the second half there, you're like, cool, we can just go ahead and wrap this one up. We're good. Like, there's no coming back. You can let Akoff go off for more points than his average, which he did. 28 points is 5 points more than his season average. It didn't matter because by that point, they were already up by 20. It was nuts.
Damian Alameda is our guest, News 13, KOLD. He is in San Jose with your Wildcats. Damian, you've covered a number of these in the state of California. Wildcat Nation always well represented. What have the crowds been like in terms of Wildcat Nation this week?
It was loud, man. Okay, well, first off, let's start with San Diego. That's like a de facto home game, obviously. And I was curious to know how. Actually, I wasn't that curious because last time I was here, it was also very loud. But San Diego was a de facto home game. That was, you know, the Cardinal Navy were actually blending into the San Diego red of the seats. That's how big it was. Up here, I was going to be interested to see what the fan turnout would be like because it's San Jose, and it's not exactly easy to get to San Jose from Tucson. But, hey, they showed out, man. When they put Steve Kerr on the Jumbotron, I mean, the San Jose Earthquakes play like 2 miles down the road. Right. It sounded like an earthquake here in the arena. So,
you know, I got to go back to last week in San Diego because Damian and I were sitting next to each other while we were watching his alma mater, Santa Clara, almost
why you got to go there?
pull off one of the upsets of the tournament, a shot at the buzzer that sends the game into overtime, and then Kentucky holds on. Damian, have you gotten over that yet?
Not particularly. I mean, when first day we got here to the Bay Area, to San Jose, I went to Santa Clara and, walked around my alma mater and went into the student bookstore. And sure enough, first thing you see are the mannequins with the Santa Clara Broncos March Madness T-shirts. And I stood there for like 5 seconds. I was like, this was a dream in my 4 years. Because again, for those who don't know, yes, I am an alum of Santa Clara, but my freshman year at SCU was the breakout year for Gonzaga. It was the first year that Gonzaga made a name for itself in the NCAA tournament. And so that was the Matt Santangelo era. And the only time Levy Center, which is Santa Clara's home arena, filled up was when Gonzaga came to town, because we knew that ESPN was coming to broadcast that game. So that was like the only time that Bronco fans showed out. I mean, admittedly, Santa Clara athletics, until the last few years, or at least in my experience from my time there, it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, the women's soccer team won the national championship my senior year, and like the turnout to greet them was kind of minuscule. It was kind of sad. But from then to now, to see the job that Herb Sendek's done, to have back-to-back first-round NBA draft picks, to have one of them not just become a star, but win an NBA championship in Jalen Williams, and now for Santa Clara to have been brought back to the NCAA tournament 30 years after the last appearance, I was like, okay, all right, I got to rep this a little bit harder. And then, sitting next to you as we watched Kentucky hit the buzzer beater, did you notice like the crowd reaction to that in San Diego at Viejas?
I don't
everyone
remember.
Went nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Believe me, I do. Like, the crowd went nuts. Santa Clara hits that three to take the lead. And I was like, stoked, because like these are basketball fans. And, Santa Clara, 11 seed, you want to see the underdog do its thing. And then Kentucky hits that shot to tie it. And it almost felt like a little deflating for the crowd, too. I was like, all right. So clearly no one remembers Steve Nash. We've made a generational jump. Like, they don't know who they're cheering for.
Exactly, right? Yeah, because my guy J-Dub brings that up all the time on the air, the Steve Nash game, for sure. Yep. It is Damian Alameda from News 13 KOLD joining us from San Jose. Damian, what's the hot story this week that you're working on?
I've been kind of all over the place with the stories. I mean, the biggest one this week, which has kind of just been the consistent theme throughout the entire season, is just the rise of the Wildcat freshmen, right? Last night is a perfect example of this, because a lot was made about Darius Acuff, and rightfully so. The SEC Player of the Year, stud, just an absolute stud. I mean, he hasn't, well, now his season's done, but in one season, one and only season, as a freshman, he manages to break the Arkansas record for most points scored in a single season, most assists in a single season. So tons of spotlight on him. He knows Tommy Lloyd from his U18 days.
Yeah.
And one thing that kind of got lost on the wayside is the fact that, or at least in my opinion anyway, Arizona has a few good freshmen too. And you could almost see, and I overheard another commentator say this, is like, Braden Burries probably saw that attention and was like, okay, cool. Let me show you something. Let me show you. Let me show you what I can do. Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. And Copied as well. And Yvonne as well, who, as I've said before on the show, is the glue guy for this entire team. It just, every next step that they take, you shouldn't be surprised because of how mature they are and how strong they are and how strong their chemistry is. And yet at the same time, you're sitting back thinking to yourself, man, these kids are not kids. They're playing out of their minds, and this is just amazing to watch.
What did you make of what Tommy said on Thursday when he was, or Wednesday, I'm sorry, when he was asked about North Carolina?
I mean, he said what he had to say.
Yeah.
Like just enough to make sure he keeps that leverage.
I liked that he wasn't, sometimes you get a coach, he was clearly prepared, which I liked, because Tommy's always prepared. He didn't stumble over it, which I thought was important. He was very stoic about what he had to say and how he was going to answer it. I like, because sometimes coaches aren't always, it's almost like were you not expecting that somebody was going to ask you that question, the way that you answered it, and I thought he handled it, and he was right on point with how he wanted to present that answer.
Well, and I like the fact that he turned the question around.
Yeah.
Because the question was painting North Carolina as one of the best jobs in America, and Tommy says, I already have one of the best jobs in America. And that was very smart. He didn't pull the TJ and was like, I'm chopping this off right now. I'm like, I'm not cutting this out of the bud. Like, I'm staying here, this alumni and the message, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. But, I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that in the moment, you just got to enjoy the ride, right? And we've talked about that before. And, hey, fingers crossed, everything works out and Tommy comes back. Personally, I don't see North Carolina as being a better job than Arizona as far as, number one, what he's used to, number two, how he's recruited, and number three, even if some are going to say that UNC, the brand of UNC shines a little bit brighter, I'm thinking if Arizona takes this where I think it's going to take it, I think the shine's going to be just fine in the desert.
Despite the fact there's a lot of hours working on these trips for those of us that are on them, especially on the TV side with the number of hits that you guys have to do, Damian Alameda always finds time to carve out and hunt down a great restaurant. What's the restaurant in San Jose? I know you mentioned you're Santa Clara, Northern California, so you probably know most of the good restaurants on the north side of Cali.
My man, I've been waiting for this question. I came prepared because, and I've got my videographer Cameron, who is not from the Bay Area, so helping him out here. But I wanted to make it a point of hitting up venues that I had not visited before, even if they were close to where I was living, right? So we traveled to East Side San Jose. We've been to Los Gatos, which is, for those who don't know, Brent Brennan's old stomping grounds. His son played football over at Los Gatos High. We were actually just there a few hours ago. But two things. One, you come out to San Jose, you go to Santa Clara University, which coincidentally or not is located on the Alameda, right? You take the Alameda, maybe like half a block down on the right-hand side, there's a place called Shawarma Maji. It's a Middle Eastern restaurant. And a few nights ago, and this is going to be put up on social media, a few nights ago, I walk in there, never been there before, and in fact, I don't even remember if it was there when I went to school here. I ordered the shawarma fries with lamb. By the way, I've eaten so many fries on this trip, like I'm going to have to detox for like a month and a half. It's going to be like a 1,600-hour fast that I'm going to have to go on, but that's okay. It's worth it. Shawarma fries, so it's just fries, just jam-packed. You can either get with like lamb, beef, or chicken. The guy actually recommended chicken, but I went lamb. Tzatziki, tabbouleh, I don't know. It was amazing, and it like stuffed me up, which probably wasn't the best thing at like 9:30 at night, but I don't care. It was worth it. So that was probably one of the best meals we've had on this. Not probably. It was one of the best meals we've had on this trip. Second off, go to Eastside San Jose. You go find Peter's Bakery. There's a thing they make there called a burnt almond cake square. It is a that's what it is. It's a cake square with burnt almond. It's like you're eating a fluffy burnt almond cloud, right? The cake is like super, super moist. There's, some like nutty kind of cream in the middle, and then just burnt almond crispiness on the top. It's amazing. And then, because I have a sweet tooth that has no ends, there is a bakery in Los Gatos called Icing on the Cake. You go there, get yourself a banana cupcake, you're set. So, yeah, I got 2 sweets, 1 savory. I'm a contented individual.
Are your kids as foodie as you?
Yes. Yes. And I'm so proud of that. That's like my crowning achievement, to have made them foodies.
There you go.
And my daughter cooks too, so it works out perfectly for everybody.
You mentioned that. You mentioned that she does some of the cooking there at the house.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
awesome. That's awesome. Damian, have great coverage. We'll be watching News 13. Check out all of his reports. I'm sure they got you started with the 4, the 5, the 6. And Fox and then 9 and 11 and 10 is everything. You're on all the shows.
All the shows, man.
And feeding stuff for the morning too, I would imagine.
I guess so, yeah. They point, that's where I just go. They just got to point.
Yeah, that was always fun. It's like, I got to turn in something for the morning now. I thought I was done for the day. Damian, we will hopefully talk to you and see you in Indianapolis next week.
Fingers crossed, man. I plan to be there.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. Damian Alameda, News 13 Sports Director, long time, over 20 years here in Southern Arizona. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions, Hardy and Northern Avenue and Hardy, that wreck in Oro Valley. Other crashes, Midtown Speedway and Country Club, and Twin Peaks and Sandario. Slowing for traffic on Swan at Grant. More backups for traffic both directions on Alvernon at Grant due to road work. 63, the overnight low. 92, partly cloudy tomorrow. There's a 25% chance of rain by Monday. 98 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no! How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God! What?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. We've been proud corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics for nearly 6 decades, and we've seen a lot of the Wildcat Championship drives. We're also proud to be the locals' choice for tires and automotive repair. Our 14 award-winning locations have helped thousands of Arizonans get to and from work, home, school, and every other desert destination since 1960. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we know the difference in your next winning drive might come down to a split-second decision behind the wheel, a single defensive stop, or an amazing fast break down the lane. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to give you and your vehicle the assist you need with the most affordable tires and guaranteed quality automotive repairs, backed by our Arizona-approved protection, to make sure you have a winning drive every day. Find out more at jackfurriers.com, or you can call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by today. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Are you planning a home renovation? Getting quotes on windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, or flooring? Before you commit, visit the Window Depot and make sure you're not overpaying. The Window Depot is your one-stop shop for top quality products at the lowest prices. We're locally owned and operated with no installers and no middlemen, so you save big. Perfect for DIYers, contractors, and homeowners. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Arizona Wildcats continued their run towards a national championship last night, beating Arkansas 109-88. They also handed Arkansas's coach John Calipari his largest loss in the NCAA tournament. The Wildcats are one win away from heading to their first Final Four since 2001, but they'll have to get through second-ranked Purdue, who defeated Texas last night with a last-second tip-in. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Back out to Bradley. Pete setting a high screen. Bradley ball fake, driving right, all the way to the bucket and lay it in.
Just takes Acuff off the bounce, and I got to tell you, Acuff, not a great on-ball defender. Jaden Bradley should take him to the rim as much as he can.
All 5 Arizona starters in double figures now.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to bring you all of the basketball insights from our Arizona insiders. Our Arizona insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
First time ever, 6 players have scored 14 or more points in an NCAA tournament game for any team. First time since 1997. Arizona's had 6 guys in double figures. 1997, that was in the Elite 8 round to get the Wildcats to the Final Four. A man who has seen it all is Ryan Hansen, analyst on the Wildcats Radio Network with Brian Jeffries. Ryan, appreciate you joining us from San Jose, California. I said last night, Ryan, I thought that was the most complete game that the Wildcats have played all year. How did you assess it?
When I think of complete, I would like to have had your opponent score less than 88 points in total when you look at it. But DK, it's hard to argue what Arizona did to Arkansas. I said it on the air, and I don't know if fans caught it, but they took the wood to Arkansas, and that was a very outstanding offensive performance and probably the best offensive performance by far of the year.
Why was it so easy early on to get the ball inside against this Razorback team?
Well, when you looked at Arkansas in the metrics, they were an average basketball team on the defensive end. They give up penetration. They have a thin front line, and what they do have on the backside are some rim protectors. You know, Brazil was a great leaper, but just not big enough, not strong enough. I don't think able to handle Arizona's physicality. And when you look at 2-point defense, how did Arkansas stack up guarding inside the arc? They're really good guarding teams at the 3-point line, but they're way below average inside the arc. So the Wildcats, that fed right into the number 1 strength for Arizona, and that's why you saw such a disparity.
Ryan Hansen, our guest, Arizona Wildcats basketball radio analyst, long time, obviously Arizona grad, former administrator under the Lute Olson era, director of basketball operations, student manager back in the day during his time at the University of Arizona. So, Ryan, what was the number I heard? 80? Is it 80 games in the postseason you've seen now?
Last night was my 80th in-person Arizona basketball game in the NCAA tournament. So I've seen pretty close. I think I've seen about 85 to 87% of all the possible games. Some of those games I was like 2 years old in 1976, so probably unfair to count that, but I'm going to count it as one that I did not get to see in person. Pretty much every game since the 94 run in person. So watching last night gave me comfort for all of those Wildcat fans that have PTSD. I've labeled Wildcat Nation as the most neurotic fan base in college basketball because of the PTSD we've all endured. It felt really nice to have a double-digit lead essentially from about the 10-minute mark in the first half for the remainder of the game. So that made game number 80 for me a little bit less stressful.
Yeah, it was nice to not have to fret at the end like we have with some of these games. But again, it's what's made this run so interesting of late anyway. The Wildcats have had to really stave off teams. We saw it against Houston, build a double-digit 14-point lead, a 15-point lead, and it gets down to 1. We saw it against Utah State, 18-point lead, and it gets down to 4. What stood out to you just about the way the Wildcats have been able to stop those runs and be able to close those games out?
Yeah, I'll start on the other side, the flip side, DK, and that is your opponents are playing for their life.
Yeah.
And they don't want to go home. My famous line to friends and family when they say, what happened during that drought? Well, the other team's trying to win too. That is my usual stock phrase. But back to your point is Arizona has not trailed for 1 second of the NCAA tournament. And they never conceded that lead to Houston in the Big 12 title game. So the Wildcats have been the most consistent team in all of college basketball this year. Never too high, never too low. Granted, they've had some pretty good runs of their own on the front end, but their ability to defend at the rim, their ability to rebound, really stabilizes themselves from putting on and allowing huge runs from opponents. But it's their mental fortitude to be able to not let that emotional tide turn over. And DK, you've been around this game a long time. You know the momentum in a building when the upset is mounting, and if you could get the lead, if you're the Cinderella or at least the higher seeded team in this case last night, Arkansas or Utah State, if you could just get the lead, boy, momentum's a crazy thing in college athletics. So the Wildcats' ability to stave that off, that might be one of the lesser discussed topics about this team is their ability to hold off their opponents and keep them at relative arm's length.
We're chatting with Ryan Hansen, radio analyst for the Arizona Wildcats network. You know, Ryan, it's interesting. You never want a player to be injured. But I almost think that Koa Pete having to sit out 4 games might have been good for him because it seems like he's a little bit different player than maybe he was. It seems like he's a lot fresher. He's got a lot more purpose, and you never know how these seasons are going to wear on a freshman. But are you seeing anything different from him that has allowed him to just seem like he's more stable at the offensive end? He's getting to his spots where he wants to score from more than maybe what we saw when he was a little uneven before that injury.
DK, I think that's a really good observation. When you watch college basketball, freshmen hit the wall at some point during the season, and you could argue Braden Burry's hit the wall out of the gate. And Koa Pete maybe hit the wall later in the year when teams started to defend him and take away his strengths. And most freshmen aren't prepared for that because in high school, yeah, you can scout Koa, but you just don't have the physical bodies to slow him down or make him go to a counter move. And teams were starting to figure out that short roll, just don't let Koa try to bully you, throw bodies in the lane and let him bull you over. And they were starting to, I don't want to say figure him out, but defend him differently. And it just happened to me to coincide with the injury where I think he was able to reassess offensively how he can impact the game, what he needed to be prepared for with a counter as teams scout against him. And then when he came back, he was physically in better condition. And I would say, he stepped away from the game or was pulled due to the injury. You could argue a couple of games before that, he just didn't have that spring to his jump. He didn't have the burst. And so maybe there was something going on lingering in the background that ultimately led to him sitting out. So it couldn't have happened at a better time with all of those things converging at kind of the same point. And Arizona ended up dropping a couple games in that run. They reassess where they're at. We're not infallible. We have to fix some things. You talked about it. When you were 23-0, everyone's like, man, we need to lose a game. We need to have some adversity so that we don't experience that in the NCAA tournament and go home. It just might be written in the script that was the right thing for Arizona to happen this year. And Koa is, I said he was the player of the game last night. That you could have been any one of those 6 guys that hit 14 points or more, which, by the way, pretty incredible stat that was brought out to light about being the only team in NCAA history to have that happen in the tournament. But Koa Pete, I felt, he was a man amongst boys against Arkansas.
One of the things, Ryan, we talked about all season, and you mentioned, is how poised this team was. And I want to go back to what you said during the Utah State game when they were making their run. And I believe you said something along the lines, it looks like for the first time this year, they might be a little bit nervous or a little bit scared. I don't know if that was the exact phrasing, but what did you see in that moment that you had not seen all year?
I think you're on the right track. I think I used the phrase rattled.
Rattled,
For the first time, I felt they were rattled, and that was actually a compliment to this team, because every team throughout the course of a season has moments or stretches, and that was a compliment to say, wow, this team has gone this far without getting off kilter, without feeling in control of the game. And what I saw was indecisiveness. I saw guys looking around for someone else to make a play. I saw guys doing things maybe they wouldn't normally do, and they talked about that in the press conference today, of doing what you normally do. And that was a response from Ivan Karchenkov about, hey, don't do something different that is not what got you here. Well, in that Utah State game, I saw Ivan Karchenkov drive into double teams and into traffic too many times. I saw Braden Burries a couple of times be indecisive with a pass that was lazy and into traffic. That's not usually how he plays. And so you got to avoid those moments and make sure that they're moments, not stretches, not sequences that then add up. And in a game tomorrow, it could be one moment, right? It could be 2 moments that end your season if you're indecisive, if you're rattled. So Wildcats are facing a team that is pretty much unfazed in their own right because of the experience on the Purdue side. So that ability to stay present, stay in the moment, not get too far ahead of yourself, and make the right play is going to come in handy if the Cats want to get to Indianapolis.
And that's what was my next question for you, Ryan. Obviously, you look at Purdue, and it's a team maybe similar to Arkansas. The defensive metrics are not at the high end for them, but the fact that they have so many veteran guys that have been through this, Braden Smiths and Fletcher Lawyers, who lit us up the last time these two teams were around. What's your biggest concern when you look at Purdue?
You talked about metrics, and the one challenge is Purdue is number 1 right now in the Ken Palm in adjusted offensive efficiency. So what does that tell you? That means they don't make mistakes. That tells you they get into their stuff. They're a set-oriented team. And you could argue that Braden Smith, one of the most prolific assist man in all of NCAA college basketball history, his combination in that pick and roll with Trey Kaufman-Renn, they've perfected that action. And Arizona's going to have to figure out how to navigate that. I think they have the personnel to work pretty strongly against Trey Kaufman-Renn in that short roll and his back-to-the-basket abilities. But Braden Smith is super crafty with the basketball. His turn the corner around an on-ball screen, if he's stopping and popping shots, that could be challenging. And that was something he did ad nauseum in that game against Arizona 2 years ago. So the Cats are going to have to tactically do something different. But then you mentioned the prolific three-point shooting ability of Fletcher Lawyer, who I believe is the most prolific Purdue three-point shooter in their history. And there's been some good shooters from Indiana that have come through Purdue. So you look at what C.J. Cox and Fletcher Lawyer can do from the three-point line, and they were on fire as of late. Had a difficult game yesterday against Texas. Texas defended the three very well. They only made 4 threes last night and still won, which that tells you what they can do if they make 10 threes, how dangerous they are. So the game to me is going to be won on the defensive end for Arizona. If they can muster up enough stops against this very mature, I believe these 3 guys may end their career as the winningest 4-year seniors in the history of Purdue basketball. These guys are not going to go away easy yeah, Arizona's going to have to earn the win tomorrow.
Ryan, you've been around this game for so long. You've been to these events, like we mentioned, 80 tournament games. Is there, when you go to one of these weekends, is there somebody like you meet somebody that maybe you've never had a chance to meet before, you've never had a chance to talk to before? Like who might be somebody that fits that recently? Like, wow, it was really cool to finally get to meet him or meet that or talk to that person.
It's a funny story. Actually, it did happen post-game last night. We were in the bathroom, walked out after the game was over. We had just washed our hands. I looked over and we're walking out together, and it's Seth Davis. As you know, one of the college basketball experts on CBS, and he was at the San Jose Regional. And we're walking out, and he had tweeted out earlier in the game something about that flagrant 2 foul that they upgraded on Billy Richmond III that got him thrown out. And Seth Davis said, I didn't see it as a flagrant 2. So I thought I'd throw a bone his way, and he saw that I had Arizona gear on and knew I was with the broadcast team. And I said, glad we won, but that wasn't a flagrant 2. I thought that was a bad call. And he goes, right? Am I right? So we had a nice banter about the officiating and how chippy it became. And it was a tough game to officiate in the last 10 minutes because of how chippy it got. And we both, he said, yeah, probably shouldn't have been upgraded. But at the same time, the officials were probably sending a message, I felt, to Arkansas to say, no, we're not doing this. We're not going to have it. We're going to end it right here. But kind of funny to sit there. You see a guy on TV all the time, and I'd never met Seth Davis before. And we had a chit-chat about an upgraded flagrant 2 call in the game last night.
There you go. Ryan Hansen, he'll be with Brian Jeffries. Ryan's 81st NCAA tournament game for Arizona in person could be one to send the Wildcats to the Final Four on Saturday. Ryan, always appreciate the chance to talk to you, and we will hopefully do it again next week.
Thanks, DK. Bear down, go Cats.
There we go. Ryan Hansen, Arizona alum, longtime radio analyst for your Wildcats. DK on the Sports Tip, 1 more hour to go. We'll flip it and talk to the Purdue analyst coming up as well in the 5 o'clock hour. You're listening to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collision at Oracle and First, up north in Oro Valley, First Avenue and Oracle, a collision. Expect slowdowns, some busy travel both directions on Alvernon at Grant due to road work. Some slowing for Broadway Boulevard near Granada, and also for westbound Broadway near Aviation Parkway. 63 the overnight low, 92 partly cloudy tomorrow, and 97 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were a million miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaska vacation. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaska vacations make me happy.
Alaska vacations make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling? AlaskanAC.com. Schedule now.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. We've been proud corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics for nearly 6 decades, and we've seen a lot of the Wildcat Championship drives. We're also proud to be the locals' choice for tires and automotive repair. Our 14 award-winning locations have helped thousands of Arizonans get to and from work, home, school, and every other desert destination since 1960. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we know the difference in your next winning drive might come down to a split-second decision behind the wheel, a single defensive stop, or an amazing fast break down the lane. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to give you and your vehicle the assist you need with the most affordable tires and guaranteed quality automotive repairs, backed by our Arizona-proof protection to make sure you have a winning drive every day. Find out more at jackfurriers.com, or you can call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by today. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya. Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona Athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, final hour of our show on this Friday, but obviously we are not done for the week because we've got an Elite Eight basketball game coming up for you tomorrow. It's going to start at 5:49 with tip-off approximately. It is the second of the regional finals tomorrow, so it could get slid if the other game goes long or goes into overtime or whatnot. That game is at another site, obviously, but they want everybody to see all the games, so we'll see how that plays out. We're going to be on the air at 2:30 tomorrow, and we are going to be live at the Union Public House for both shows. We'll be there for pregame. We'll also be there for postgame. Hopefully postgame is a celebration of Arizona basketball for sure. All right, we are behind on our Westwood One Beat the Books for today, so I'm not going to look at the scoreboard. I don't have the game on. I'm actually watching the women's game right now. UCLA is playing Minnesota so that we can get a pick in on this Michigan-Alabama game, which I believe started about 15 or 20 minutes ago. So I don't know the score. You may know the score. I don't know the score because I want to make a pick on this. So we've got differing opinions on this game from Westwood One on who to take in this contest. Let's hear the first of those opinions.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the Bulls with Westwood One Sports. Want instant gratification? Hope Alabama starts hot. Over 55% of Bama shots in March have come from three. Michigan, meanwhile, has given up 35.9% from distance this month. Give this betting dude Alabama race to 15 points at plus 140. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
So Alabama, or Brad Evans taking Alabama and the 15 points in this game. Pat Boyle says not so fast, my friend.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books for Westwood
4-seed Alabama, and if you don't know the book on Bama by now, they live and die by the 3. One of 3 Wolverines' losses this year was to Wisconsin when the Badgers caught fire from deep. So does Bama have the formula? Sure, but good luck stopping this Michigan offense with how efficient they've been lately. Number 2 in the country in 2-point field goal percentage. They've got a massive size advantage and will dominate the glass. Big Blue rolls the tide tonight. I like Michigan to cover. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so Pat Boyle says take Michigan in this game.
All right, hurry up and pick so I can tell you the score.
I was going to ask you what you think before we get.
I just think Michigan. I mean,
actually the number's down now. It's down. It's 10.5.
I've watched a bit of Michigan this year, and they are exactly what people describe them as. Is that they're? I mean, Yaxel Lindenborg is outrageous. He's a bit like an older Koa Pete, that style of player, just obnoxious athlete. They just have a lot of upperclassmen leadership on that team, and they have answers for every question. I mean, when Ade Mara transferred over there, obviously we saw him for the 1 year at UCLA. Arizona played him the 1 year he played there. I mean, he's every bit of Krivas' size, 7'2", and all that. So really good interior defense and great offensive team, some shot-making guards. So I just really, really like that Wolverines team.
All right, since you know the score, you can't really. I'll make a selection here.
I know the score, and I'm still picking Michigan.
Okay, you're still picking Michigan. Is Alabama? Do they have a 23-point making game in them to at least make this close? I think I'm going to go. I've Michigan. That's who I've got in my pool. So how can I not pick Michigan to win this game?
17 points a game is missing from their roster because Aiden Holloway did bad stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so so we are going to go with what Pat Boyle said and take Michigan minus the 10.5 over Alabama.
All right, you want the score?
And the score is?
So there's 11 minutes and 49 seconds left in the first half, and Alabama has a 1-point lead. They're up 18 to 17.
How many threes have they made?
The other game's at halftime, by the way.
Oh, the other game. That would be. So let me tell you what we've got in that game. We have got Duke. Even though I have St. John's in the Final Four. Okay, so wait. We had a split decision on this too. So I've got to go with who I had in
They're
my
just
Final
hedging their
Four.
bets over there at the bet spot.
Exactly. There's some guys like one thing, other guys like another thing. So since I've got St. John's in my Final Four, I'm going to take the Johnnies plus the 6.5 in this game right here. So what do we got there?
St. John's at half is up by 1 point.
1 point.
Same exact as the other game. It's 40 to 39. By the way, Alabama is currently 4 for 12.
4 for 12
from 3.
All right.
But yes, St. John's playing great defense, not a great offense. Duke banged up, got a couple of players in their rotation out. St. John's currently up by 1, 40 to 39 at the half.
All right, we've also got, and this is not specific to tonight's game per se, but we took this one early, and that was Iowa State to make the Elite Eight. So we've got Iowa State winning tonight to get to the Elite Eight at minus. So that's at minus 105. St. John's plus 6.5 at minus 110. And I don't know. I'll have to go back and look and see what the number was on Michigan minus 10.5 over Alabama. So those are our plays for tonight. We took obviously the Wildcats. I didn't take the Wildcats, but as a for the purpose of this segment, we did because you and Kelvin took the Wildcats.
You took the
7.5.
Wildcats, but you didn't think they would win by exactly 7 points.
Yeah,
you weren't calling a loss.
But in terms of the betting on that side of that,
I think I said 10 and Kelvin said 11, something like that. Neither of us thought they would win by 20 plus.
No, nobody did. We did lose on Texas over Purdue last night, so that's where we are right now in the college. And we did win on Illinois over Houston. We had Illinois over Houston at plus 135 last night. Even though I had them in my pool I had Houston.
There is no coach in America I root for more than Kelvin Sampson to get a national championship.
I mean, they were speculating now on the show this on one of the Westwood One shows. Might this be the end of the line for him? I mean, if he could, because his best team was last year. Is he ever going to get a team that good?
He also
again?
moaned a bit about NIL, not having enough NIL money this year, how he doesn't want to coach as many freshmen ever again. Like, towards the end of the season, DK, he was talking a lot about too many freshmen is too many.
4 freshmen is too many. Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, cricket is here. We had to shoo Cricket away.
Thanks for that. It's okay.
When she came in here, we had some people calling in, and we got to make sure that we get them on the air and why we're not. Let me get the camera over there. Cricket is right. All right, and you're two. Hey, there we go. Cricket. I feel like we have not talked to you on Friday in forever.
It's been a long time. Last
Friday was a game day.
Yep.
And the Friday before that was a game day because we were at the Big 12 and then we were at the NCAA tournament. And I think the last Friday we talked to you, we were at the ballpark.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. So what does that mean when we're talking to you on Friday?
I don't know. What does it mean?
It means
Yulz.
It is
Yulz.
The weekend. Woo! My best Bill Withers.
Wow, I'm exhausted. I didn't even do anything.
I always try to hold the note when I listen to "Lovely Day" in the car.
Wow.
Can you hold the note on "Lovely Day"?
Oh gosh, no.
A lovely day. It starts to crack. I have to take deep breaths before I get to that part.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've held it before.
Well, good job.
And I didn't know, cause now they actually played a little bit longer on XM now. There's actually a second time that he holds the note.
You really missed out, DK, by not learning how to swim because I grew up in Tucson with a pool, and I swear, before the age of 10, before the age of 10, my favorite thing to do was see how long I could hold my breath.
Oh.
And so, you kind of develop that lung capacity and the ability to hold those kind of notes. Getting underwater and holding your breath, that's a great way to do it.
There you go.
True.
All right. So give us your quote first and then tell us what's happening this weekend.
Okay. Quote, I shortened it just for funsies. Wine is, or who's, I want to ask you.
I like this already.
Who said this? And I shortened it, by the way. Wine is constant proof that God loves us and loves to see us happy.
Wine is constant proof that God loves us and loves to see us happy. I have no idea who said that. I've never heard that one.
Dub? He probably knows.
Wine makes people happy. What was that?
Wine is constant proof that God loves us and loves to see us happy.
I think I've heard that before, but I can't rack my brain and think of who said it.
Okay, Benjamin Franklin said it in a letter in 1779.
So Ben Franklin was drinking him some wine, some vino back in the day?
He was referring to the biblical mention of wine in a letter to Andre Morellet.
So we're not saying that Ben Franklin was an alcoholic, right?
No, but we're saying apparently that he probably enjoyed wine.
Yes.
He loved France. So, he spent a lot of time with France. Wine's a huge part of French culture. So that makes sense, yeah.
There we go. All right. That's a good. I like that. Cricket's got quotes.
And I thought it was perfect for the weekend coming. Have some wine.
What is happening this weekend?
Well,
because everything happened last weekend when I was gone.
Exactly.
We had street fair. We had golf tournament. We had, what was the other? We had Cochise Festival, Cochise Country Festival last weekend.
Yeah, in Benson.
Benson, yeah. What's happening this week? Is anything left to happen?
There's a couple things going on.
No, they shut the city down. Nothing else is going on ever
Nothing's
again.
happening this weekend. I'll just leave.
Right.
Tonight, this might be fun for teens in your life. The K-pop night.
Oh, I heard K-pop is back.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had left, but apparently they're back.
It's at 191 Tool starting tonight at 9, ages 18 and up.
Okay.
The cult classic showing at the Loft Cinema on Speedway all weekend, Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh.
And also in honor of our quote that we just did, Wine Gone Wild at Reed Park Zoo on Saturday night. You sample local wines and spirits with live music and animal encounters. Tomorrow night, Wine Gone Wild at the zoo.
I'm going to be busy tomorrow night, but
you've got a little bit going on
tomorrow. A little
tomorrow.
bit going on tomorrow, so
Yes,
I won't be at the wine. J-Dub, are you a Napoleon Dynamite person? Was that kind of your deal there?
I was 30 plus by the time that movie came out.
I thought that was further back in the 90s.
No, okay. I was an adult when that movie came out. But yeah, I appreciate the humor, sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had a free Pedro shirt or vote Pedro or whatever that was. But yeah, no, I appreciate the comedy.
I was never into that whole thing.
I like tater tots.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Doesn't Napoleon Dynamite love tater tots?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
There we go.
And also one more event this weekend, the Southern Arizona Home Show through Sunday at the TCC.
Yes. My realtor, she offered me free tickets to that. But I'm busy.
You got stuff going on, man.
Stuff going on.
I know.
Maybe Sunday. Maybe I'll take her up on it and go Sunday.
Yeah, check it out.
Okay. All right, Cricket, thank you so much.
You're
Have a great
welcome.
weekend, and let
Thank
the folks know how to get to wherever they need to go.
And from the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Earlier crash at Oracle and First Avenue. Some slowing westbound Ajo at Mission. The southbound I-19 frontage road at Irvington busy. More slowing. Country Club at Glen due to road work, and more road work slowing you down on Alvernon at Grant Road. 63, the overnight low, 92, partly cloudy tomorrow, and about 96 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Hey, it's Shannon. If you drive around Tucson, you've probably seen crews. Like me, they're part of this community. And when one of us is injured in a car accident, they're here to help. Injured? Call Cruise.com, Cruise and Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Softball and baseball season has arrived in Tucson, and tickets are on sale now. From the greatest setting in softball at Hillenbrand Stadium to the dingers into the Tucson sunset at High Corbett, you won't want to miss any of the action this season. Tell a friend, bring the kids, and spend your evenings at the yard, as the Wildcats are sure to put on a show. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287 or visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/tickets. Bear down.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. We've been proud corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics for nearly 6 decades, and we've seen a lot of the Wildcat Championship drives. We're also proud to be the locals' choice for tires and automotive repair. Our 14 award-winning locations have helped thousands of Arizonans get to and from work, home, school, and every other desert destination since 1960. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we know the difference in your next winning drive might come down to a split-second decision behind the wheel, a single defensive stop, or an amazing fast break down the lane. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to give you and your vehicle the assist you need with the most affordable tires and guaranteed quality automotive repairs, backed by our Arizona-proof protection, to make sure you have a winning drive every day. Find out more at jackfurriers.com, or you can call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by today. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me.
Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. It's still early in the season, but the action is already heating up in the National Women's Soccer League. The Denver Summit picked up its first ever win Wednesday, taking down defending champion Gotham FC 2-0. The Summit is one of 2 expansion teams in the league this season, along with the Boston Legacy. At the heart of Denver's victory, forward Melissa Kostler, who made history as just the second player ever to score in each of her club's first 3 regular season matches.
Honestly, the first 2 goals were just amazing assists, and today I had one more in the first half which I didn't score, so I kind of make the second one, kind of had to. Felt the pressure and pressured myself as well, but yeah, I'm really happy about that.
The stage is now set for Denver's home opener on Saturday at Empower Field against the Washington Spirit. More than 50,000 tickets have been sold, an NWSL attendance record. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there, providing hot meals, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding.
To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, as we speak right now at 5:25 on Friday, there are 12 teams still remaining in the NCAA men's basketball tournament, and 5 of those 12 teams are from the Big Ten. So just which conference was better this year, the Big Ten or the Big 12? Because there is only 2 teams left right now from the Big 12. Let's ask the next gentleman that we're going to talk to that. His name's Bobby Riddell. He is the radio analyst on the Purdue Boilermakers radio network. He is a hometown kid from West Lafayette, Indiana, who wore the Purdue colors during his college day. Bobby, we appreciate you taking some time to join us. I mean, it was a debate during the season. Which conference was better, Big 12, Big 10? 5 is a pretty good number to have left as we get down to this final weekend. How did you assess that during the season? Did you think that that the Big Ten had a whole lot to offer, or maybe more so than any other conference in college basketball?
Hi, yeah. First off, thanks for having me on. Nice chatting today about this upcoming matchup. Going to be really exciting to see the Wildcats and the Boilermakers square off with the chance to the Final Four. And yeah, I certainly felt like the Big Ten and Big 12 were both elite conferences this year. The Big Ten, thought really highly of a lot of the teams in this league. Of course, super high expectations for this Purdue team coming this season. Preseason #1, a lot of contributions from players from last year's team coming back. Of course, Braden Smith getting that the preseason accolades of National Player of the Year, and Trey Kaufman-Renz, Fletcher Lawyer, all those sorts of guys coming back in the fold. And yet this Purdue team lost 5 home games this year, 4 of them in conference play. The other one, of course, a Big 12 team, Iowa State Cyclones, coming into Mackey Arena and getting the win. So, gosh, yeah, this Purdue team, as good as they are, they've dealt with a lot of tough losses this year to quality opponents. And the Big Ten certainly throughout the season proved to have a number of quality teams. And they've been able to show that here on the big stage in March Madness by getting so far 3 teams in the Elite 8 and a chance to get 5 if Michigan and Michigan State can prevail tonight. So, yeah, it was a great conference. I think the Big 12 is phenomenal, too. We of course, have a lot of respect for Iowa State. with what they did in Mackey Arena. We were able to have a great performance against Texas Tech in the Bahamas earlier this year, one of the better games we played overall. But Arizona, we got all kinds of respect for them. We know how talented they are. And, we played them in a great game in Indianapolis just a couple years ago.
What made Michigan so good this year, in your mind?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of similarities between Michigan and this Arizona team we're going to play here coming up. Michigan, just the size and the physicality that they present makes them dangerous on both ends of the floor, certainly from a rebounding standpoint. Michigan is a great rebounding team with their size, but Arizona just as good or better from an offensive rebounding standpoint. Arizona's top 5 in the country. There's a lot of similarities. Michigan, their ability in transition to overwhelm you with their speed and quickness. Arizona's got that as well. I think interesting that Michigan was able to put all those pieces together this year from the portal, 4 new starters from last year's team, and yet they have hit the ground running. They won the Big Ten convincingly, running away from the rest of the conference. I think they just had that ability to overwhelm teams with runs. They would go on like a 10, 12, 14-0 run. It felt like every game against every opponent. At some point in the game, they would just have that ability to take advantage of another team's downstretch. And we saw that in Purdue's loss to Michigan in Mackey Arena, where Michigan goes on a 16-0 run in the middle of the first half, and that's the game. The rest, in a 5-minute stretch, it was 16-0 run. The other 35 minutes of the game, Purdue actually outscored Michigan in that particular matchup. But, they have that explosive ability, same with Arizona. But Purdue was able to outplay Michigan in the Big Ten Tournament Championship game, played a super efficient game offensively. Purdue only had 2 turnovers in that game. And I think that's certainly a recipe for this game against Arizona, would be to be very efficient offensively.
Bobby Riddell is our guest. He is the radio analyst for the Purdue Boilermakers. It's Arizona and Purdue. We were talking earlier in the show, Bobby, just how ironic it is 3 years ago when Purdue was becoming the second team to ever lose to a 1 seed. The Wildcats were getting bounced by a 15 seed in Princeton, and now here we are, with a chance for both teams to get to the Final Four just 3 years later. Obviously, you guys turned that around into a national championship game appearance the next year, and with a lot of these same guys. How does the fact that this Purdue team being so veteran, how does that help you guys navigate through these tough environments?
Yeah, that's interesting, right? You guys were the 2 seed that year, get upset. We're the 1, we get upset, and now things have flipped, and you're the 1 seed, we're the 2, and we get to square off with a chance to go to the Final Four. That's kind of fun how that's turned out. This group of seniors, of course, the 3 guys that have been here all along, and then you add a guy like Oscar Clough into the fold from the portal, just really been the perfect addition to this team. A guy who is no nonsense, gives this team rebounding, interior presence, shot blocking on the interior, stuff that this team last year did not possess and desperately needed. And these guys they've seen everything, right? You brought up the loss to the 16 seed. You brought up the national championship appearance and that great Final Four run we had. Last year, you get to a Sweet 16 and lose in heartbreaking fashion late in the game against Houston after giving them a heck of a game, and then everything in between as far as Big Ten championships and some tough losses. And so it's remarkable what they've gone through, but they've gone through a lot of it together, and I think that cohesion really makes this team stronger and gives them the ability to navigate tough scenarios. And we've had a number of tough scenarios. I brought up the 5 home losses this year, super uncharacteristic of the Purdue program, where we've been so dynamic at home, and we just had some ruts this year and had some teams that were really quality teams come into Mackey and play at a high level, and we came up short, but we were able to, rally and get the team back flying high as we hit the postseason. I think that was something with those seniors. They were able to refocus and get rejuvenated by that, postseason type of situation where it's win or go home. And when you're seniors, you have that different sense of urgency that we all know seniors feel, because they want the ride to continue as long as possible.
When these 2 teams played 2 seasons ago, I mean, all the talk was about Zach Edey, and then when the game actually happened, it was the 2 guards. Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith, who kind of stood out. How have they played off each other to make this program so successful during their run?
Yeah, is there any way we can guarantee Braden and Fletcher both score 27 again tomorrow? That would certainly be helpful for the Boilers. Goodness, yeah, they were really good that day. Zach Edey versus Omar Bala was certainly exciting to watch on the interior, but those guards, Braden and Fletcher, brought their A games that day, and feels like they're going to need to bring their A games again tomorrow, because that backcourt combination of Arizona is no slouch. Jaden Bradley, Braden Burries, my goodness, those guys are extremely talented and both probably going to be wearing the NBA socks next year, just with their talent level. So Braden and Fletch, they play so well off each other, right? They've got all of the years of experience playing together, like we talked about. They know where they're going to be on the floor. They know where they like the ball, their strengths and weaknesses of each other's games. That's just the beauty, right? When you put reps after reps together in practice and in games, you should be able to maximize your value together. And of course, I think both their ability to shoot from the perimeter, Braden, the better playmaker, but I think Fletcher, a very much underrated passer playmaker at the shooting guard position. And they both are not afraid of the moment. They both really relish playing in the big games. It's something, Fletcher's got that nickname, Big Game Fletch, from time to time. He just has that ability. It seems like when the lights get brightest, he seems to bring out some of his better performances. We just brought up a game against Arizona, the number one team in the country, a couple of years ago, and both those guys showed out that day. So Purdue's going to need those guys to shine bright again tomorrow.
It's always so you played, obviously, at Purdue as a young man who grew up in there in West Lafayette. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you were on Matt Painter's early teams, correct?
Yeah, so my freshman year was Coach Painter's first year as head coach, so I just missed playing for Gene Cady, who was there all those years before Matt Painter, and had the excitement of playing on those early teams. Our first year, we were not very good, which allowed a freshman like myself to get some playing time, which was selfishly fun for me, but it was a tough year for Purdue. And then thankfully my sophomore through senior years, we made the tournament every year. My sophomore year, we actually beat Arizona in a 8-9 game in the first round. I think that's the last time these two teams played in the NCAA tournament. And then ended up losing to that terrific Florida team that had Al Horford and Joakim Noah and those guys in the second round. And then I was fortunate enough to play my junior and senior year with that terrific trio they called the Baby Boilers of Robbie Hummel and Juwan Johnson and Etwan Moore. So had a terrific experience getting the chance to play for Coach Painter. And now I've had the beauty of being on the radio broadcast team the last 6 years. And so I've seen Coach Painter, start this program out, at the bottom of the Big Ten where we finished my freshman year to the point now where we're, perennial Sweet 16 type of team.
What did it mean for you as a kid that grew up there to put on that jersey?
Oh, it was incredible. It was a dream come true for me. I went to all the games growing up with my dad, living in Lafayette, and was, a dream come true to actually be able to put the gold and black on and wear that Purdue uniform. I'll never forget running out of the tunnel to the fight song for the first time and just having chills, because it was just something that a guy growing up in Lafayette had dreamed about doing his whole life. And I still kind of pinch myself to this day, being a guy who was a walk-on that was able to earn a scholarship and get some playing time throughout the course of his career. It just doesn't happen very often for walk-ons, of course, to get that experience. And I never was a, high usage player or a high minute player in my career, but had enough opportunities to make an impact from time to time. And always tried, even when I wasn't a critical player in the rotation, tried to be one of those guys that made the guys better in practice, and, had a fun experience going against some of the best competition at Purdue. So, something that I always am thankful I got the experience of, and Coach Painter giving me that opportunity. And now getting to feel like I'm kind of part of the program once again as the radio guy is really fun, because the coaching staff, they do such a cool job with the way they let the radio guys, me and Rob Blackman, be able to come along on the ride. And they really give us a lot of inside access, sit in on the film sessions of the team, things of that nature, which is a lot of fun.
That's awesome. You mentioned, obviously, you were there Matt Painter's first year. How is he different year one to now?
Yeah, gosh, he's quite a bit different. I mean, of course, a lot of the same things, but he's also evolved substantially as a coach, which has been really neat to see. From an offensive standpoint, we've changed quite a bit. The program has. We were very motion offense oriented when I was playing. It was predominant motion offense, read and react in the half court, and certainly some set plays every now and then, but it was by and large a motion offense. And, that's a very equal opportunity offense. And whereas now it is much more set play driven, and the coaching staff, it gives them a little bit more control and the ability to draw up plays and target certain matchups that they like and get the ball to certain players. Like if Zach Edey's got a mismatch, then they don't have to worry about some sort of equal opportunity offense. They can just call the play where the ball gets thrown to Zach, right? So, it gives them that more control, and I think it's really helped Purdue's offense become even more efficient as it allows them to, play to the team's strengths and the personnel strengths that they have. He really does a good job evolving what we do based on the personnel he has year in and year out. And certainly they practice more offense and a little bit less defense now than when I played. I would have enjoyed maybe doing a little bit less defense and more offense when I played. That would have been more fun. But yeah, it's something where he's definitely gotten better as a coach, more comfortable. I think from a recruiting standpoint, he's just taken off and has found that comfort level and knowing what Purdue is as a program. He's got the pedigree and the prestige now. And yeah, it's been great to see him become one of the best coaches in college basketball.
Finish this sentence for me, Bobby. Gene Cady is
legend. Gene's a legend, man. He's a phenomenal guy too. Just Coach Painter always credits the majority of what he's been able to accomplish due to Coach Cady. Gene's he's an interesting guy because I remember as a kid watching him patrol the sidelines, and he seemed like a crazy dude at times with the way he would lose his mind on the sidelines and throw his jacket and hoot and holler, and had the comb over and was just kind of had that persona. But then off the court, he's just like a big teddy bear. So had the pleasure of being around him quite a bit over the years. It was kind of fun. The best game I ever had as a college player, it was a game on the Big Ten Network, and he was one of the TV broadcasters for the game. And so that was a neat experience that he got to be there to watch me have my best performance. And it's just been neat to have him so close to the program. He still comes with the team on all these road trips. And I know, Coach Painter and everybody a part of Purdue Nation would love nothing more than to be able to, win a national championship with Coach Cady, being able to enjoy that.
Yeah, those comb-overs were real popular with the coaches back in the day. Hey, Bobby, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Have a great call on the Elite Eight game between Arizona and Purdue.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on, and it's certainly going to be hopefully a great game between two great teams, and hopefully we get some good theater on Saturday.
Bobby Riddell, basketball radio analyst for the Purdue Boilermakers. Cricket is getting you home. Final segment coming up. We'll give you your Casino del Sol replay and get you set for Saturday. Cricket every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With some slowing for traffic westbound on 22nd Street at Park Avenue, a closure on Park Avenue for roadwork, the northbound lanes, northbound Park Avenue, closed between 36th Street to north of 22nd Street for roadwork. You could use 4th Avenue instead. 63, the overnight low, 92, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. And My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Psst! Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me.
Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were 1,000,000 miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fancypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaska vacation.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaska vacations make me happy.
Alaska vacations make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Every day is a balancing act with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Goodfellasac.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
It may have been premature to declare the NCAA Cinderella dead as Iowa beat Nebraska to punch their ticket into the Elite Eight. 9th-seeded Iowa knocked off number 1 Florida and came back to beat Nebraska, and now has a chance to go to the Final Four if they beat 3rd-seeded Illinois on Saturday. Cinderella isn't dead, she's just a higher seed, and that's something we're going to have to get used to. I'm Adam Abdallah.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, lots happening around Wildcat Nation this weekend. Baseball on the road to Central Florida. They are in the bottom of the 8th right now down in Orlando, losing by a score of 8-6. Only Kramkowski started 6 innings, 6 runs, 8 hits, had a walk and a strikeout. Couple of RBIs for Nate Nowitzki, couple of ribs as well for Jackson Forbes, but U of A down 8-6 in the bottom of the 8th inning with one more at bat to go there. Ladies will be on the field here at the top of the hour at Hillenbrand Stadium against Baylor, opening up a 3-game series as your Arizona softball team. So we will have that game for you. Flip on over as soon as we're done to Derek Palmer, Freedom 1400, and you can hear the call of that game tonight. Wildcats starting play tonight in 4th place in the Big 12. They are 6-3. Texas Tech leads the way 8-1. Their lone loss to the Wildcats. Baylor 5-1. Kansas 5-2. Arizona 6-3 ahead of Utah, who stands at 4-2 so far. All right, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Damian Alameda from 13 News. He's the sports director. He's been covering Arizona athletics for over 20 years. He's been to the regional round many, many times. He joined us early on the show. I asked him if there was a different feel to this regional weekend than to, say, regional weekends in the past, especially 11 years ago when the Wildcats last went to the Elite Eight.
Admittedly, there's a more assured feeling going into tomorrow. Let's just say that, right? I mean, I distinctly remember in 2015, toward the end of that game against Wisconsin, when Decker was still firing, I'm standing in the tunnel talking to one of the Pac-12 network anchors. And actually, we weren't even talking. We were just at the end of the tunnel, just watching Decker light it up. And both of us, at one point, just kind of look at one another, our mouths agape, and just shake our heads. It's like, this is not what we signed up for at all, you know? And the funny thing about that is, leading into that game, I'd asked Frank Kaminsky, I was like, okay, so if you close your eyes and think back to a year ago when, you know, they beat them the first time in the Elite Eight, what do you remember? And he just started chuckling like a little girl. It was funny. Like, he was like, let me tell you what I remember. And then he just basically went through how he just dominated. I mean, it was, this is not going to be that. I am confident in that assessment. This is not going to be a repeat.
It was just so easy Thursday night. I mean, I was like, man, it's kind of nice to not have to stress out on an Arizona basketball game. I said afterward, I thought that was the most complete game I've seen Arizona play all year.
It was. And what's crazy about it is, and I said this last night too, if you looked, okay, so take the first half, for example. If you looked at the first half statistics, right, Arkansas and Arizona were tied for points in the paint, 26 points apiece. Yeah. In fact, Arkansas had one more rebound than Arizona, 15-14. They were a total disaster at the three-point line, which is really what bit them. But Arizona was still up by 11, by double digits. And the way they were playing, I mean, they took it to Arkansas early. You saw Lloyd basically circling his arm, like just keep going right at him. And it really didn't feel as if Arkansas had much room for error, nor much air to breathe, because Arizona was just so suffocating. And then midway through the second half there, you're like, cool, we can just go ahead and wrap this one up. We're good. Like, there's no coming back. You can let Akoff go off for more points than his average, which he did. 28 points is 5 points more than his season average. It didn't matter because by that point, they were already up by 20. It was nuts.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, UCLA women leading Minnesota by 9 points in the Sweet 16. They are the number 1 seed there. There's really been only one upset on the women's side. Virginia upset number 2 seed Iowa, so they'll play TCU. That game is tomorrow, one of the games tomorrow on the women's side of things. And then, of course, you've got the number 1 seed on the women's side, South Carolina, Texas. They will play tomorrow as well. Updating you of what's happening on the men's side right now. Under 10 minutes to go in the East Region Sweet 16. St. John's leading Duke 62-58 right now. So we'll see how that one plays out. Halftime in the Midwest. Alabama on top of number 1 seed Michigan by 2 points, 49-42. And it is LeBaron Filan Jr. with 19 points so far for the Tide. The other 2 games there, Michigan State, UConn, Tennessee, and Iowa State. We're on the air tomorrow, 2:30 from the Union Public House. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. We'll get you set for the Wildcats, number 1 seed in the West, playing number 2 seed Purdue. 5:30 network pregame, and then 5:49 scheduled tip-off with Brian Jeffries and Ryan Hansen. We'll have postgame coverage also live from the Union Public House after the game tomorrow night. So rest up. If you're up in San Jose, get with your brethren. Get ready, because tomorrow is going to be a whole lot of fun. Thanks to everybody that joined us on the show today. Bobby Riddell, we had Damian Alameda, we had Ryan Hansen, and most of all, thanks to you for listening. For J-Dub, for Cricket, my name is David Kelly. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 2:30. Have a great rest of your Friday night, everyone. And as always, bear down, Arizona. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. With a collisions reported Pantano and 22nd Street and Pantano Parkway. Collision Ina near Oracle on Ina to the west of Oracle. Slowing for both directions of travel on Ajo at Mission. Backups eastbound I-10 near Emperita Road. That's your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Get a quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Hey, it's Shannon. I know this community values people you can trust. If you're hurt on the job, you can trust the team at Cruz and Associates. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz and Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me.
Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fussy-Pants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Rats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarintucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya. Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Bar, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarintucson.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
The day shuts down. The games light up. This is BetMGM Tonight on Westwood One Sports.
Welcome back to BetMGM Tonight here on Westwood One Sports. We bid adieu to Brad Evans. I am Pat Boyle. We've got two